Hey, everybody. Oops.
Oh,
That's
hi.
everything's all kind of wrong. What a great start to the show.
Yes, that's what the pre-show's all about. Getting all our mistakes out of the way.
Yes, exactly. If we launch, you may have noticed we were a couple seconds late there, folks, because I forgot the last second. Oh, crap, I didn't turn the sound back on. And so that's why I had my goof. And then I don't know. What was that? Apparently,
I don't know.
what's on your table?
Yeah, it was on the table. So I think I hit. Yeah, you know what? I hit my foot pedal.
Oh, yeah.
Switch me to this scene, which is what I'm going to be playing tomorrow on my show. I've got a word game and I've got a graphic novel that I'll be reading from, because every Wednesday, folks, on my channel at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, I do Words on Wednesday, where I focus on word-based games and then I read from graphic novels and so forth. It's a lot of fun. So that's what it was. I was just setting up a commercial for myself.
There you go. Very good. Very good. Well, yeah, folks, you should definitely check it out. That's actually a very cool idea. What was the game? I saw the word Fred, I thought.
Oh, so the graphic novel is Your Pal Fred.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's geared towards like middle schoolers, graphic novel, and I requested it because my niece is around that age, and I know that after I preview it, she's gonna get the copy.
Ah, okay.
And then the game itself that I'm gonna be playing, Word Domination, which is really cool.
Ooh, that is very good.
Have you played this one?
Yes, I have. I believe I covered it when it was on Kickstarter. It's basically
nice.
it's not from the designer of Paperback, but from the publisher of Paperback. He worked with another designer, and isn't it like it's basically Scrabble meets an area control game, right?
Yeah, that's totally what it is, and I was blown away. I was like, no, I didn't think it would work, but once I played it, and I've only played it solo. It has a pretty cool solo variant.
Which it did not have when I played it. I would have liked to have tried that.
That's right, and so you can play. I played it 4 times. I've only won once, and it was by the skin of my teeth. So it is a challenge.
That sounds very cool, folks. If you haven't already, walk away from us for a second. We're not doing anything right away, and go follow, or even better, subscribe to Ruel Gaviola on Twitch. You don't want to miss that, because Word Domination, that is one of those under the radar games, and it shouldn't be. It's really nicely done.
Yeah, I was so surprised that it didn't really. I mean, after playing it, I'm like, wow, why don't I hear more about this game? People just aren't aware of it, or maybe they think area control is scary. No, it's really good. I was very, very pleasantly surprised, and I think now, now because I can play it solo, there is that co-op mode. Yeah, it's a cooperative mode that you play through. Yep.
Cool.
Right now.
Oh, wow. That would be even better. Yeah. I mean, that was my only problem with it is, Jen, I thought it was cool, but we were just not keen on doing area control with each other.
Yeah.
But that, you can totally... Geez, I'm actually now okay, I'm following you. I'm going to tune in because I want to see that definitely. And hey, Linnaeus Cabal. Yeah. Thank you for resubscribing, and same to you, Kabuki Kid, and Knight24E, and the Oro, about an hour ago, subscribed with Prime. Hooray! We're getting ever closer to unlocking. What are we at? 69 now of 149. I'll probably have another RVR next month at the rate we're going.
All right.
Woo.
Love it. Love the RVRs. We've got an RVR coming up real soon, actually, right?
Yes. Wait, is that this week?
That is this week, Thursday.
Hello! I'm glad you mentioned that. Jeez Louise. Yes, it's this Thursday. You and I will be R&Ring our way through Gay Paris, right? On tour with the Paris map.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love On Tour. I just got those the maps, and I need to look over the rules. I'm not sure exactly what they changed.
Oh, so you haven't tried it yet, right?
I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, today's my day to
definitely. I wouldn't mind upping my chances of winning, because I've played it once with Jen, and I'm just going to warn you right now. The Paris map significantly ups the crunch factor of On Tour. Interestingly, without really increasing the rules complexity hardly at all. But I mean, never before there have been times like, I just have to figure out my entire path right now. Normally I'm like, okay, I'm kind of working on this, and it's going to connect over there, but no, I need to know everything, because it really pushes it with that river that you can cross anytime you want. It's very, very cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, it's still the same basic, roll the dice.
Oh, yeah. The core gameplay is exactly the same. It's just they've added they've added the concept of boats in the river boats in Paris and ferries in New York. Although New York, it's interesting. New York, I wouldn't say got any more crunchy, but it got a lot more complex because they added like 3 or 4 new elements to the game, whereas the Paris only just added one that's very simple.
Cool.
It's really interesting. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend both. I highly recommend On Tour. And so,
Yeah.
folks, you've got your week set. Tomorrow, you're going to check Word Domination with Ruel, and then we'll both be back on Thursday touring Paris. Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
And Stopping Your Razor asked a great question. Will chat be able to play along this Thursday?
Yes. Thank you for mentioning. There is a link. There will be a link available. And I guess I should probably release it sooner, shouldn't I? So you don't have to... Although... No, I mean, actually, I probably will just put the... we'll start at noon. We'll jibber-jabber for a half an hour, and that'll give everybody a chance to print out, because we'll have a link for it. I think I've got... Do you have the black and white low print? Ink print?
No, they sent me the color.
They sent you one of the ones I've got. Well, they got a link.
Yeah.
I'll have to put it someplace so that people can download it, print it out, and play with us, definitely.
Okay.
And crush us both.
Awesome. Yeah. That'll be fun.
If history is anything to go by. Okay.
Right.
Well, cool. Hey, so folks, last week, Ruel, he needed a nap, and he was ready to leave at 2 p.m. PST on the dot.
I was tired
and that left
week,
a whole bunch of outstanding questions. So we thought, hey, how about this week we start with a Q&A instead of with a Q&A and take care of those outstanding questions.
Yes. All right. So we're just going to go down the list again. Thank you, folks, for hanging out with us for the R&R pre-show. We're going to hang out for a bit, and then you will be here as we record live our top 10 games we'd buy right now.
Yes.
That's coming up in about 30 minutes or so. But let's just jump right into it. The first question that we have here is from Ripplebrook. What's a theme that you wish appeared in more games?
You know what? I have an easy answer for that because my most recent top 10 was top 10 themes I would like to see appear in games. And it was the result of working with you, the live Twitch audience. So if you do a search for Erato top 10 probably themes or something like that, you'll find it. And those were 10 very good ones. So I'm off the hook, but you still have to answer.
Oh man, can I just go off your list? Can I just
No, you cannot.
Grab one of those? Well, okay, here's something that's on my mind. I just backed a game on Kickstarter called Dead Ball, and it's a baseball themed game. And there are a few baseball games out there, but they're the only one that's, to me personally, that's worth playing is Baseball Highlights 2045. But this Dead Ball looks pretty cool. It's a very simplified version of the game. I would like to see baseball as a theme more in games. I love America's pastime, and I would like to see more games with it.
Coming from you, that makes perfect sense. If I'd had to guess, that probably would have been my guess as to what you would say, now that I think about it.
I mean, I love sci-fi the best. I enjoy fantasy and stuff, but we have plenty of those games. So why not more, baseball games? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Kabuki Kid says, what game that you love deviates the most from your standard likes? A game you would have never expected to like. Oh, I like this question. This is great.
That is an excellent question, in fact.
Wow.
I agree. I'm just going to go to my top-ranked games. Let me take a look.
While you look at that, I know mine right off the bat, so I'll just talk real quick here. My favorite game that I love the most that deviates from my standard like. So I'm not a social deduction fan or any kind of deduction type fan.
Right.
I'm a horrible detective. I've said it many times. If I was the police, every single criminal would get away. But the game that I like the most that is a deduction game is The Search for Planet X. That game is outstanding. It's a deduction game, and just it makes you feel like you're a scientist, which it makes me feel smart, even though I am totally not finding Planet X every time. But
even though you are literally flailing around in the dark night sky
in the universe.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm curious why. As somebody who just you don't have a predilection or a preference for it, but somehow, what is it that pulls that one over the fence for you?
I don't think my brain works that way. I don't know what it is. But the Search for Planet X, what I like about it is that I can play with the app and I can play solo, and I just take my time. And if I really think things through and take my time, I can beat the game. But it's just my brain doesn't work quickly enough, I think. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's not my jam totally. Brainwaves. But I love Search for Planet X. So that's the one that deviates for me. What about you? Did you find
my highest ranked game, or one of the games I absolutely love more than anything else, I should not like at all because of the theme. I am not even remotely interested in cyberpunk as a setting, and even less so in what's it called, the fantasy fusion with cyberpunk, Shadowrun. The Shadowrun universe. That has just never had any interest for me at all. But I love to pieces Shadowrun Crossfire. And I like that in spite of its theme. And interestingly, my wife loves it too, in spite of the fact that she vehemently despises overly challenging, super hard punishing co-ops. So that's one for both of us. Do we have a duel going on? Yes, we do.
Oh, what's a duel?
A duel, people can challenge each other to a duel. I've moved it over to the bottom right corner so I don't have to worry about the text covering it up. It's just something people can do in the background. They are literally fighting for credits that they could use, and they dodge each other, and there's crits and stuff like that. They're down there in the bottom right, just having a good old time. And they're actually testing because it was broken for a little while, but it is fixed now. I'm glad to see the duels are back. It's so tiny I can't hardly see it. Let me see. Who is it? It's... Oh, nope. Flashburn just ran... Oh, I didn't see who they killed. It was probably Goblin, because I think it was Goblin really pushing to get it back. Yep. Nice. Cool.
Hey, our friend Tim Rails in the chat, he says, Planet X is so good and the scalability between players is perfectly done. I absolutely 100% agree. And actually, folks, speaking of Tim, I was on his show last night, Codenames Live.
Oh, yeah.
Fun. You've done it as well, Rado.
Yes, that is a hell of a good time to be on that show.
So much fun, folks. If you're not following Tim, please do so right now in chat. Just click on his name and follow his channel. He's awesome. Okay, Let's get back to the question.
Yes, okay.
So that's a good choice. Okay.
I thought of one actually that I don't like because of gameplay. I'm going to say Theseus Dark Orbit, which is a kill or be killed Moncala game, where everybody's moving around Moncala trying to wipe each other out. I should hate that with a passion. It's so brilliant. It's so clever. I love it.
It's the Moncala that got it.
Yeah, it's the Moncala. Yeah, I came for the Moncala, and I begrudgingly stayed in spite of the fact we're trying to kill each other.
Nice. Rare Norb says, Nations the dice game or Castles of Burgundy the dice game?
Wow.
That is interesting.
That's a good one.
I enjoy them both. Huh. Now, Castle of Burgundy, that's more of a roll and write, whereas Nations the dice game is more of a dice placement game? I forget.
Yeah. I mean, but they're both in the same, Nations the dice game could have been a roll and write if they included, but I mean, they didn't. They gave you components, but they kind of feel like they're in the same milieu. I mean, Nations could have been, it's just not. But yeah, strictly speaking, if that's the way you want to quantify them, that's one way to.
Real quick comment from Don. Don says, Don Gilstrap says, oh man, I was just watching a couple of Star Trek episodes last night, and that's totally the fight music, isn't it? Yeah,
yes, it is.
Grab from what episode is it? One Spock and Kirk fight.
Well, that would be is that a Muck Time? I believe is the
that's right.
I mean, but that was their standard fight music. They used it all the time because they only had like seven bits of music they could use over and over again, which is why they're all drilled so permanently into my brain. But never mind the fact that Alexander Courage was a brilliant genius, and they're all just wonderful. But that is the classic Star Trek theme. I actually, at one point, I did go and download and got ready a Mortal Kombat! Dun, 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 dun. And I haven't set it up yet, but I could. Or maybe I should make duels the Mortal Kombat music. So there's different. That is totally what I should do. The next time somebody challenges each other to do a duel in a future episode, you may have something else to listen to. Spoilers.
Mortal Kombat. I love it. This one from Bing. This is apparently.
Wait, no, you're dodging the bullet. What's
Which
the
one?
Call of Nations, the dice game?
Oh, Nation. Oh, duh.
Castle Burgundy.
I gotta go Castle Burgundy. I mean I love the game more, and I'm a sucker for a roll and write. I like them both, but yeah, Castle Burgundy.
I think I'm inclined to agree. I mean, although Nations, when you get the Unrest expansion, that really raises it up quite a bit.
I need to get that expansion.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, if you have the base game, you have to get that expansion.
Okay, will do. So Bing is talking, what if Luke... Oh, okay, is Luke Skywalker? What if Luke decided to study Spanish instead of German?
That would be a continuation. This makes no sense a week later. Remember we were talking about the fundamental change of how I chose Spanish instead of German and how it completely changed? And I believe we also talked about Star Wars. So I believe Bing is just trying to get, mix some chocolate and peanut butter there. Okay. And it makes no sense a week later.
Okay, we shall move on.
Although it is a really interesting question. What if Luke, who was trying to, had made it into the Naval Academy? Right? Wasn't he trying to do that? Isn't that part of his backstory?
Yeah, but
that he
his
couldn't
uncle
wait.
Wouldn't allow him because he had to stick around the moisture farm or whatever. So, Forrest Glass asks, Rado, Ruel has a photo with Becca Scott. Who is the person in bottom left with you?
Oh, that's right. Yes, because we spent a little bit of time talking about the not the montage. That's
Collage.
a video thing. What do you call it? Oh, the collage. Yeah.
Collage.
That was. Oh, shoot. Melina Gubernik, who for a few years had the #1 board game blog on Board Game Geek. It was called Mina's Fresh Cardboard. It was absolutely fantastic. She had literally thousands of people subscribed and checking out and commenting. And you know, I knew her because she and I had done a couple of things together, and I'd met her once at Essen Spiel. And I was always, Mina, you should go on ahead and become a full-time. You could totally make a career out of you. I mean, she's so smart, and she had such an incredible following. But her day job, if I recall correctly, I could be wrong about this. She was actually a translator for the UN. And she thought, you know what? It's probably more important I keep doing this.
Yeah.
Instead of make this
I remember that
board game
blog.
thing
I
a
love that
full-time
blog.
job.
She was so good at what she did.
Oh,
okay,
she was amazing. I wish she'd come back. I mean, I subscribed. Every one of her blog drops were the best. And you could probably still do a search for Mina's Fresh Cardboard and find them. They still stand up. Her thing was she had really, really nice thematic descriptions of the games, but then she also just had tons of gorgeous pictures she took of them.
Right. I remember. Cool. So Kabuki Kids asks, and do either of you have any mandala effect memories that are inaccurate? This we were talking about.
I don't think we were talking about the mandala effect, but I'm aware of it. That's just like that's the thing where society at large all agrees that this is a thing that happened and it never really did. Like the easiest one is nobody in Star Trek ever said "Beam me up, Scotty." And Darth Vader's never said, "Luke, I am your father." Although in board games, I guess you could say, you do not if you get free parking, you do not get the money out of the set or the board in Monopoly.
That's
so there's all these kinds of things.
Yeah.
So is there something? Well, I mean, the whole problem with an mandala effect is if I suffer from it, I don't know it.
That's right. It doesn't. You wouldn't be aware of it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. Yeah. Okay.
So I got nothing.
Me neither. Let's move on. Forest of Glass says, what is the butterfly effect moment that brought Ruel towards Michelle? Oh, okay. You were talking about how the one important thing in your life.
Yeah, if you walked backwards.
Yeah.
From meeting Michelle, what was the first choice you made in your life that ultimately led to that moment?
Wow. So I've talked about how Michelle and we actually knew each other in 2nd grade.
Oh, geez. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So there it is right there. We just happened to move in the same neighborhood and go to the same thing. But, we went to elementary school, then went to different high schools, lived our separate lives. So the thing that I can point to is I had a high school reunion and we had a mutual friend that I went to high school with. And she said, hey, I'm still in touch with Michelle. We should all have dinner sometime, hang out and catch up. I was like, oh, that'd be great. And that's
so you choosing to go to your 10-year high school reunion or something like that?
Yeah, I could have easily not. I was like,
who does? I didn't.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't have to go, but I was like, okay, I'll go. Just for whatever. And
you went and she didn't, but a friend did.
No, right. Our mutual friend went to the same high school as I did. Michelle went to a different high school.
Oh, okay, all right.
So because of this mutual friend, and I could have easily flaked out, and but that was the one thing I can.
Do you remember why you did it?
I don't remember, honestly. Yeah, it was just one of those things, let's go have dinner and hang out. It'd be nice, whatever.
No, but I mean, why did you decide? I mean, because does anybody want to go to their high school reunion? I guess probably the older you get, the less inclined you are to want to. But I didn't want. I mean, I had the opportunity to go to my 10, and I did not want to. But apparently, you, like I said, you're on the fence. What made you do? Was it just like I got nothing else to do this Thursday, or?
No, you know what it was? Honestly, it was my best friend from high school at the time. He was going, so I wanted to hang out with him and see him. We could have easily just gone out and hung out by ourselves, but he's like, no, let's go to the reunion.
Okay.
I was like,
so you were peer pressured into it.
Peer pressured. I mean, I'm not going to say I was peer pressured into
because
it.
He's not your peer.
I was curious too. So, but that's the one that led to. Yeah.
So you owe him. You owe him quite a bit then.
I do. Yeah, I should let him know. Would your Rado persona have still existed without that choice? So without the choice, let's go back a little bit. You were talking about. You got cast in a school play.
Yes.
And your Rado persona, that's when it really
I suspect it would, because the series of events that led me to being cast against my will into that school play really had nothing to do with German or Spanish. That was something that basically came out of my honors English class, because there was a girl I was in love with, Jamie Harris, who has since gone on to be a stock car racer, I believe.
No way.
in life,
Whoa.
which is amazing. I looked her up a few years ago because I was thinking, oh my God, she races cars. That's incredible. I love her even more now. But I was cuckoo crushing on her. But she was dating some. Actually, we were juniors, and she was dating a freshman, and so that was kind of like the school joke. And at one point, Miss Smith in our honors English class stepped out and left us to ourselves. And there was a class jerk started making fun of Jamie, in the way she often would take crap for it. And I was like, ugh. I just basically, I turned around and looked at him and just laid into him. I don't remember at all what I said, but it was like one of those moments in like a teen comedy where, oh my God, where'd that guy come from? And that's what it was. And I just like laid into him. It was just, I just kind of ran him around in circles. And then Miss Smith came in before anything could happen. Thankfully.
Okay.
But
wow.
The superstar senior of the school, he was captain of the basketball team, and he was honored, it was valedictorian, one of those kids. That kid was in that day, and he said, that Richard Ham kid, I had no idea he had that in him. And so he went to the Principal Holgren, Robin did, and said, I want him as the lead because I'm directing the school, the play this year. And Chris called, I think that's a great idea. Let's pull that kid out of his shell. And for the first time ever, because I was a good kid, I got called into the principal's office. I was terrified. What's happening here? And he said, okay, Mr. Ham, you're going to be starring in Robin's production of What's It Over There? And I'm like, why is Robin in this room? What's going on? What? And I was not given a choice. And so that's how I ended up in that play. And so it had nothing to do it had nothing really to do with the German or Spanish thing.
That's a great story. Wow. Yep. So you were voluntold to be in the play.
I like that. I've never heard that before, but yes.
That's something I steal from Michelle. Michelle uses that all the time with her students. Voluntold. But that's interesting. So all those years ago, you were using your voice to do good. So I like that.
Yeah.
That fits the model that we understand here. Let's move on here. We've got Forest Glass. Have you two heard of butter coffee? What the heck is going on with this idea? I have no idea what butter coffee is.
I'm assuming they're referring to bullet coffee, because bullet coffee is taking coffee and putting like a half a stick of butter in it.
Yeah.
I believe that's what bullet coffee is.
I think you're right. I've heard of it. I've not tried it. It doesn't sound appealing to me.
I would think, first of all, I cannot stand coffee, but I think it would make sense. Basically, it's just going to add just like a really rich, creamy, flavor to the coffee. And of course, the reason you do it, bulletproof coffee is a high caloric drink. It's intended to be part of a carb-heavy breakfast. Coffee, grass-fed butter, and mixed up in a blender. So coffee is disgusting to me, but I would totally be down for it because I am a carb-heavy breakfast. It's replacing a carb-heavy breakfast. Yeah, I've been a low-carber for like 2 decades, so that's why I know about it. If I were a coffee drinker, I would totally be doing it every day.
Okay. And I do enjoy coffee. I'm not much of a coffee drinker much anymore, but yeah, I don't know. Just putting all that butter in there doesn't sound appealing to me.
Again, it's just a different form. Have you ever put cream in your coffee?
Yeah, okay. Here's my favorite thing to put in coffee. Instead of creamer or sugar, I like to put a little small tiny scoop of ice cream in my coffee. That's how I
roll. Now that could maybe sell me. Yeah.
Goblin asks, 60s Star Trek, 70s Star Wars, 80s Star Trek again, roughly. Do you think if you'd been born a decade later, you'd be a Star Wars fanboy instead of a Star Trek one? Okay,
that's for me, I think, because you are a pretty strong Star Wars fanboy.
Yeah.
I was born in 69. And what that, actually, it's interesting that Goblin points out. I don't think I've ever said that, but it's probably true. Maybe one of the reasons that, I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but it's not like something that, moves me to my core, defines me as a person or any of that kind of stuff. I've always thought Star Wars was really neat. But by the time I saw Star Wars in 77, in Sacramento, California at the Omnidome, standing in line like everybody else on the first weekend, Star Trek had already been a major part of my life for 3 or 4 years. And, I'd already seen every episode. I'd probably memorized all the music and I could quote. So for me, Star Wars is like, oh, this is like Star Trek, but with more guns. Okay, that's neat. But, it didn't. So the question is, if I had been born in 79, well, that means I wouldn't have been old enough. I mean, I would have missed all of them. I wouldn't have seen any of them in the theater. I would have seen them all, on home video and whatnot. And
Yeah.
so I guess maybe. But I'm just as likely to have seen Star Trek. And there was a lot more Star Trek content for me to consume on TV than there has been Star Wars up until recently. So
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I would. I mean, Star Trek just speaks to me more as a person. I always say, Star Wars changed pop culture forever. Star Trek changed the world. By inspiring generation upon generation now of people who went into aerospace industries, and I mean, it's on record. The creator of the flip phone was trying to emulate the communicators from Star Trek. I mean, so many things that we take for granted were inspired by. It's incredible, the legacy of that show. So I mean, I would always think I would probably lean more towards Trek than Wars, regardless of when I was exposed to all of them.
Yeah. And I don't know if I was born later, maybe I would. I as much of a Star Wars fanboy as I am, I still love Star Trek, and for the reasons you talked about. I mean, it has changed the world quite literally. I mean, with technology and everything else, and inspiring
First generation kiss on television. I mean, so many things. Just normal. And incredible.
Yep. Here's a good one. What's a theme or game type you'd like to see as a pandemic? So I'm assuming like a theme for, there's different.
Another pandemic spinoff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do we have? There's a Cthulhu pandemic. There is a Fall Rome pandemic.
Yep.
We have standard pandemic. What was the?
There's Iberia, which is still pandemic, just in a specific place and time. There's Rising Tides, which is about the flow of water, and the Dutch trying to staunch that off. Of course, there's Legacy 3, which is 50s, 60s era spies. U.S. versus Soviet spies. And and that just goes to show what an incredible range of themes you could do with the core idea of, hey, there's cubes on a map that tend to build up over time, and if you ignore them, they will eventually explode. But meanwhile, you have to go and do things.
Right. And it's even outside of the pandemic world. You have games like Flashpoint, the fire one, that's really similar to Pandemic. Also, anyone knows the game Dead Men Tell No Tales. That's a pirate themed one.
Yep. With a fire spreading that you got to keep under control while doing what you want to do. And then, of course, there's the Forbidden Games from Matt Leacock himself, where he's using those same kind of ideas. So, what is a theme? So it, implicitly a universal thing. There's always some.
I just thought of one.
What's that?
I just thought of one.
Okay.
Star Trek Tribbles.
That's such a no-brainer. Oh my God! Of course. Trouble with Tribbles.
Yes, too many Tribbles. They're taking over the Enterprise. You got to put them.
That is freaking perfect. While at the same time, you have this other thing of, there's subterfuge going on with the Klingons on the space station, and we're really just trying to deal with this, but the Tribbles keep popping up all over the place. You know what? I am not going to come up with a better one. You just won the internet today. That is perfect.
That's us right there. Yes.
Oh my God. I love that. And it would come with cute little fur balls for the Tribbles instead of cubes. Just little tiny fur balls.
Linnea says you can even call it too many Tribbles. Agreed. Yeah. Oh my gosh, folks. I've done my job today. Shoot.
Somebody get Matt Leacock on the phone and tell him to collaborate with, I don't know who, but make that happen. I want that.
Rare Norbass, have you heard about the new Star Trek inspired game Starship Captains by CGE? I've heard about it. I didn't know it was a Star Trek inspired game.
Well, it very much looks like it. I mean, I think if you just take one look at it, it's obvious. And I saw it. Let's see, where did I put it on my? Let's see, I put up Star.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, now that I look at the cover, that looks like what's her name, Jane? I forget.
What's it called?
Captains? Starship Captains.
Oh, Starship.
Starship, yeah.
There we go. Starship Captains. I'm going to put it on screen for folks. There's no way somebody doesn't look at that and say, well, okay, there's obviously a love for Star Trek.
Captain
I mean, there's
Janeway,
more stuff there going on than just Star Trek, but
yeah,
I know. I saw, CGE, okay, interested. Oh my gosh, look at that box cover. Very interested. And that's as far as I've taken it so far.
Same.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So let's, the next one. Ripple asks, Ruel, have you seen the baseball game that's coming to Gafa? I have, Ripplebrook. I don't know, it's a weird name to me. I have no idea what, I know it's a baseball game, so I'm going to have to take a closer look at that. But thanks for running. Have you any interest in that, Richard? Blaseball.
Blaseball, the card game. No. But it looks
Okay.
like, okay, instead of being set in a sci-fi universe, it's some kind of fantastical thing because you're playing
Yeah.
against gods and ghosts and such.
Yep. So
Okay,
I will
that's
take
cool.
a closer look at that. Yeah, I may back it. We shall see.
Yep.
Let's move on to Ruckus. Ruckus asks, what's your favorite randomizing mechanism and why is it a D20, JK? Randomizing mechanism. Huh.
Well, I mean, obviously there's dice and there's a deck of cards. So those are the two obvious ones. Those are the OG randomizers. I know Jen's, without a doubt, is the cube tower. She loves that. Any kind of game can use that cube tower for something other than area control and combat, Shogun style. She loves it, and there need to be more cube tower games in the world.
Yeah,
and I can't blame her. The cube tower is so brilliant. A randomizer where the device has memory.
Yes.
That is actually so brilliant.
What are some recent examples of a cube tower? Cube towers, I know in what was the one?
Shogun Wallenstein were the original ones.
Okay.
And then Stefan Feld brought it back for Amerigo.
Amerigo, that's right.
And then more recently, I'm trying to remember, there was a fantasy tower climber.
Yeah, and then there was also a game by John D. Clare that used it, right?
Yes. No, that one's not. That looks like it. It is a tower you dump cubes into, but it does not have the shelves where things get stuck. It was just a tower you drop them in, and then they get split out into different buckets. It was more like a pachinko machine than a cube tower. I know there's at least one more cube tower game out there, and I can't think of what it is right now. But I'm excited about it too. So I'm going to say cube towers on behalf of my wife. But also I think they are. I mean, they do something that other systems just can't do. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm obviously like a rolled dice, but okay, here's something totally random. My favorite randomizing mechanism is, when you play bingo at a bingo hall and they have the little like ping pong balls in that thing and it sucks it up. I'm mesmerized by that thing. So there's my randomizing mechanism, the bingo ball picker thingy.
Yep. Ooh, another one that is very, very cool, of course, are marble ramps. You dump your marbles in, they come out, which again is basically what the John D. Clare Edge of Darkness was as well. So that's a cool idea too. And that's kind of like what you're talking about. You drop them in, totally. They come out in different places.
Yep. Very cool. Okay, Ruckus asks, have you considered a top 10 games playable with a large chat audience? Didn't we talk about this before? Or did we do like a list?
But I don't think we've made a top 10 like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I want to say we did a top 10 remote playable.
Remote play, yes.
Which is pretty much the same thing. I would say that's 95% the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, for Ruel, what's your favorite Topo Chico flavor? I've only had regular and lime. I hope to try grapefruit one day. That's a great question. My favorite is lime. And it has been sold out in my area for months, and I'm dying right now. So I actually tried the grapefruit. It's not bad. I actually like the plain one too, but as you can see, I'm not drinking Topo Chico. I'm back to LaCroix right now. So it's a rough time in my life right now, folks. And I just spilled it too. So yeah.
Oh no!
Spilled right on my table. Let's move on to the next question. Who's currently your fourth favorite board game artist? In other words, let's skip the Miko Detrainment.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I got to throw Beth Sobel in there. I love Beth Sobel's work. I'm a huge fan of hers. I mean, she's not my fourth. She may be like top 3 for me, for sure, if not.
Well, I don't think Menzel is my fourth. I know Menzel was in my 10th. And you're right, Dutray and Miko were number 1 and number 2, or number 2 and number 1. No, but okay, they're right. Menzel was my third.
Really?
Okay. Who's asking? Nazgoth. And Nazgoth already knows my number 4 is Dave Cochard, who was the artist that I did a reveal for on Paradox Initiative.
Nice.
Man, Dave Cochard, he should have all the work. His work is just so wonderful. And then my number 5 is Ryan Lockett.
Ryan Lockett, yeah. And we've done a list before. We've done a top 3 artist list.
Yeah, we did.
About these things. I do want to shout out Kwanchai Moria. I love his work.
Yes.
So,
wonderful. So much energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got a few more questions here. We'll wrap these up here. Gizmo asks, what is your favorite first player marker? I think mine is the llama from Altiplano. Oh, that's a great first player marker.
That's a great one. And now that's all I
Yeah.
can think of.
Same. First player markers. Well, I mean, the new Raw, that's 25th century. It's got this big chunky thing for the auctions.
I'm just gonna go with the llama from Altiplano.
I like that one too.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it just sits up there,
I
looks
can't
at
think of
you.
anything. Yeah. Okay.
Leading
With
the
all
witness.
the Star Trek talk. Oh, with all the Star Trek talk, now I need to know, what's your favorite Enterprise ship?
Oh.
Mine's the OG. I've got to go with the original, just because it has all the memories of Star Trek for me.
Mine might be the motion picture, the refit, the first refit.
The first one.
I mean, I really like the new ones. I love it. I mean, I think she's a beauty on Strange New Worlds, and
Yeah.
and I mean, and you know, there's something really cool about the JJ revamped one. But I think the refit from, you know, which was basically was Star Trek 1, 2, and 3 motion pictures.
Yes.
I think kind of straddled the old, but still kind of updated it and made it more modern. You know, often, and more importantly, I mean, it kind of kept the same proportions. I love a lot of the newer ones, but they really mess with the proportions, making the nacelles huge or doing all kinds of weird stuff. And I just don't think you need to do. Plus, there's a tendency, let's make it bigger, bigger, bigger. It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's a small little ship. It's, you know, there's a crew of a couple hundred. I prefer that. I mean,
Yeah.
and honestly, my least favorite is any iteration of the next gen ship. I've never been a fan of the next gen Galaxy class. I've always thought it just looked weird and cumbersome and just kind of, it's never appealed to me.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to classic Star Trek.
Yep.
That's I'm real simple that way. Let's Kabuki Kid, or no, Dungeon Sound System. Looking for a 7-player game for real board gamers without social deduction. Any suggestions for our annual game weekend with my game group? Oh wow,
Well,
7.
It's right there in the title, 7 Wonders.
7 Wonders, of course. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only one I can think of. Ethnos plays, I think, up to 6, which I love, but that's not 7.
All right, let's hold on a second. I'm going to search my collection, if the tab will ever come up, for games that support 7. Because obviously that is a meaningless distinction for me, because I could care less, because I'll just never play anything for a 7. All right,
I mean,
so
I can recommend Twilight Imperium with the expansion. That'll play up to 8, and if you have a spare 12 hours on it a day.
Okay, there you go.
Also, the Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, which I really enjoy, that has expansions that'll play it up to 7, I believe. That's from Gameland Games. Again, another 4X game, so you got to be into that genre.
Oh, whoops.
But yeah, 7 Wonders. That's pretty much all I got, unless you want to go social deduction.
Hold on.
But,
Yeah. I mean, obviously, why is this? Oh, I should use geekgroup.app, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just going to stick with 7 Wonders too. That's just easy.
Yeah. I like this comment from, is it Olvanskol? Diplomacy. Then you won't need a game for 7 afterwards, because you have fewer friends.
I'm sorry, go on, sorry.
Oh, no, there's just a comment how someone was saying you can play Diplomacy, because that'll play up to 7, and then you'll have fewer friends afterwards anyways. So. This
I have now done a search of my personal collection, and I do think that 7 Wonders is probably the heaviest of all of them, because obviously there's a lot of roll and writes, right? You know, that roll and writes that can, you know, bingo-y style. I mean, so Welcome To is fantastic, and Avenue is fantastic. Flourish is another alternative. Really Flourish, as I would say, is much crunchier than 7 Wonders, but it's still the same kind of 7 Wonders drafty type thing.
Richard, did you get to play this at Dice Tower West Sidereal Confluence?
No, I've never played it. I would definitely be down to play it, though.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. Tim says that one sings at high. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this total convention game, and plays, you know, really well at those high number account. Oh, I need to play that. That one looks good. Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll go with 7 Wonders, folks. Final one comment here, Kabuki Kid. I just discovered Movie Doll today. Oh, have you tried that one?
That is a movie guessing game, apparently. I just looked it up because I'd never heard of it.
Me neither. Oh, okay, so they're taking like Wordle and making it a movie thing. Oh, cool.
Here we go. Watch the 1-second clip and then guess. We're all going to play Movie Doll, folks. We're going to do it right now. Here's the clip. Okay, did you get that?
I got it.
Unfortunately, I had my playback at double speed, so that wasn't helping. Book of Nerds!
I still got it. Book of Nerds. What's up, John? Thank you for the
Hello!
raid.
Hey! Welcome! We're in the
We're
middle
playing
playing Movie Doll, which is Wordle with movies. And okay, I cannot play the clip again, but you saw it even though I was playing at double speed. What was the answer?
I think it's Mean Girls. I could have sworn I saw like a high school scene there. Mean Girls.
Amazing! You guessed it in one at double speed.
Woo!
Wow. Okay, that's ridiculous. Let's see.
Funny.
Let's look at yesterday's. Okay,
Oh,
since
you do-
folks, we're not doing this all day. We're here to actually do a top 10 on the Rado runs through and all that. This is the last question because we're doing some Q&A. Right, everybody, watch the screen. There's going to be like a 1-second clip. You got to figure out what movie it is from this 1 second, just rapid fire images. And right, here it comes.
Here it goes. Wow.
I want to say Animal House.
Animal House. Ooh.
I'm sure that's wrong, but it kind of had an old 80s, late 70s color scheme, and I could have sworn I saw like Campus Grounds, but I'm sure that's not it.
That's interesting. I could have sworn I saw Gwyneth Paltrow in there. I don't know what movie it is, but I'll say something with Gwyneth Paltrow. That'll be my answer.
Okay. Well, let's see. The audience, it looks like currently Blindside. Oh, we've got 3 votes for Rudy. We got 4 votes for Rudy and 3 votes. I'm going to go with Rudy then, because Rudy's an older one. Boom. Guess. Amazing!
Oh, Rudy! Wow.
Oh, apparently somebody saw Sean Astin. Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
I could cheat at this so easily because I've got a plugin installed on my computer that lets me slow down. All right, let's do this one.
Oh, look at you.
Here we go. Everybody, can you guess this one? At 0.25x speed. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty easy. I've broken Movie Doll with video speed playback plugin.
You've hacked it and oh my gosh. That's so funny. You know, it'd be hilarious if it was like Home Alone 2 or something like that. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's
fun.
Fun. Thanks for, that's a cool little site. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. Okay. So we've cleared out the queue.
Okay, so
how are we doing on
normally,
time?
folks, in the early, we have a whole bunch of other stuff we do, and we do have a long list of things to do, but we did Q&A first. So, you ready to do the show? And then maybe we'll do some of our standard segments afterwards, just to make everything weird.
I like it. I love it. Let's change things up. That's always a fun thing to do.
Okay, then, before we
let's
do
this.
We have to give away one lucky winner is going to get the Azul bundle. Because they were able to spot Ruel's incredibly challenging secret word. The secret word was scum. I think most people didn't even bother watching. They said, "Oh, is there a Star Wars one?" Okay, it's the Star Wars one.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty easy.
Yep. Okay, let me come back over here to the or do I have the wheel? There it is. There's the wheel, and right there it is.
There it is.
Okay, so we are going to spin. One lucky winner gets and it's Azul Summer Pavilion, I should add. Let's see. Show me what you got.
All right, good luck, everybody. Here we go. Round and round the wheel goes. And our winner is
Greg Louder!
Greg Louder! Congrats!
Congratulations, Greg. All right, I will be in contact later on today, and I'll get your info and all that, and we'll get that going. Excellent. So, we need a secret word. Because we just gave up, we're this week we're sponsored by Fun Again Games. The secret word you're listening for will win you a $50 gift certificate from Fun Again Games to maybe buy a couple of the games we're about to talk about. Oh, well, I am so excited about some of the games I've got this week. It's ridiculous.
Nice.
Absolutely ridiculous how excited I am about some of these. But anyway, what would be a good secret word?
Let's see. Let's ask our friends in chat. Folks,
it could be louder.
What is a good, louder. Yeah, that might be a good one. In honor of our friend Greg Louder, who just won the game.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah. Why don't we? No. The question is, can we?
Yeah. Can you work that in naturally?
Louder.
Louder and louder.
That was gonna be a tough one.
I've got 5 relatively quiet games. There's nothing particularly big or loud or explosive about any of them.
Yeah. Okay. People are saying that there's an echo now in my voice or something's going on.
Yes, there is. My mistake.
Okay.
Fixed.
Oh, is that,
Thank you, everybody.
switching over to
My screw up. I know what that was.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, friends. So we've got louder fetch. That would be funny. Fetch, which is from Mean Girls. How can we use fetch? I don't know if I can do that. Louder is tough. Okay, folks, we're gonna need some more suggestions.
Yep. Give us some more suggestions. We got to make this
What else
work.
we talked about all kinds of stuff. So let's see, Star Trek, Star Wars. Of course, I feel like we talk about Star Wars and Star Trek every show.
If we're not talking about Marvel, we're talking about one of those. Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of, I am so pumped for this weekend. We've got Obi-Wan Kenobi coming out this Friday, folks.
Is it? Is it this Friday? Okay.
This Friday, yeah. There was supposed to be. Was it supposed to be today? What's today? March 20. No, tomorrow's the 25th. The 25th tomorrow is the anniversary of Star Wars being released. May 25th. So many years ago? 45 years ago or whatever it is. And they were going to do the Obi-Wan Kenobi premiere tomorrow, but they bumped it back 2 days because they're going to give us the first 2 episodes at once on Friday. So thank you, Lords of Disney, for doing that. Let's see. Other general for Kenobi. Fur, Echo.
Butter.
Fit, what? Butter. Oh, Butter. I could probably do Fetch. I think I could do Fetch.
I feel kind of bad because you've done the last few, but I also don't mind because it's a lot of stress.
Yeah, let's we're gonna make Fetch happen.
All right, we're making it happen, folks.
We're making it happen. Yes, I've got it. Well, I hope so.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, good for you. Good luck on that. That is. I'm glad it's not me. Is all I can say.
Yeah, this one I'm told. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, Fetch. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be a thing, folks. All right.
Cool. All righty. So, what the heck happened? I had a now all the because I was messing with I know what happened. Shoot. All right, that's fine. It's okay. I am mostly set up. Mostly. Yeah, that'll do. How did that happen? It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there because it is time to film. Folks, we are about to record our weekly R&R Top 10. Apologies. I know some people were here to hear our numbers 10 to 1 because it's the end of the February, March, April, May, June. Our 5-month countdown to the top 100 games of all time. But you're going to have to wait 2 more weeks because next week we're doing a Kickstarter, upcomers, and we're, and then when we get to June, it will have been 5 months and we'll finally be able to say we're doing it. So we're talking about the games we're excited about. You are going to say fetch at some point. And then the only thing left to do before we get going is have everybody battle to the death, of course.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Battle Royale. The Royale is beginning.
All right. Good luck, everybody. And you will be regenerated at the end of it, as always.
All right. Andrew Scott takes a very, very comfortable outer edge. You don't want to be in the middle at the start of this, so I'm looking bad for you, little Buster. But let's see how well you do with... All right, but Little Buster breaks out into the open. Nobody even touches him. And stabbing Linnea's Cabal in the back and then keeps running. No one can touch Little Buster at 100% health. I thought they were doomed still. Oh, okay. Somebody got something on him. Meantos. And now Meantos is going in for the kill. 3. Oh, and instantly Little Buster turns around and dispatches both of her opponents. But now Knight 254 is getting in and Little Buster is... Oh, Little Buster. You were doing really well there for a while. You had to duck and weave. Meanwhile, Kabuki Kid and Retsum are throwing down. It could go either way, except Yellow Band jumps in and eliminates both of them from behind. But now Flashburn is going to get the backstab on Yellow Band. Yup. No! Yellow Band stops Flashburn as well! Yellow Band is getting multiple fatalities! Yellow Band is going with another kill with Roman Dog! And then runs... Dungeon Sound System in Yellow Band. Throwing down 2 supersized avatars. And it's not looking good for Yellow Band. Will they go for the health pack? I don't think they will. They're going to try and... Oh! All right, we are down to Fiatl and Yellow Band. Fiatl is going for the health... Nope. Fiatl says, I don't need this. I can finish you barehanded. And boom. Put Yellow Band down. And Fiatl, which is a name I don't recognize. Are you relatively new, Fiatl? If so, congratulations. 100 gold coins for you. You might want to get yourself some new eyebrows. Although they do look quite fetching on you, and they currently worked for you. Oh, have you gone quiet, Ruel? Yes, you have.
Oh, okay, there. Okay, I'm back. I
Okay.
accidentally clicked the mute button on Discord here. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I was one to do that by accident. I think maybe there's something going on under the surface there.
I was clicking over here, and I clicked on this box instead of what I should have been clicking on. Okay.
Gotcha.
Good to go. I am. You can hear me now. We are all set for the recording. Let me flip this thing over. Okay. Yeah, got all my tabs ready. Got those games ready. And I will be saying fetch. Fetch. We're going to
Fetch. At some point. All right, so so the banner, we are reminding everybody that if you enjoy this, there's a lot more to be had at rnr.rado.com. 80? Is this 84? Episode 84? Or no, 82,
No.
Right?
R&R?
Yeah.
No, 40. We're at 42.
Oh, we're 42. Okay.
42,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Right. Podcast was at 80 something. All right. Yeah. I mean, okay. So.
Wow.
And there's plenty more, folks, if you enjoy all of these silly hijinks. So, got that queued up. And this week, let me make sure. I think the box covers are fine. Yep, there they are. And then we can come back to us and we can say, hey, how's it going? It's going good with you? Blippity blop. Nothing on the table today, but instead we will get to the countdown that much quicker. And but first, we have to tell everybody how to do it. And is there anything else I'm not thinking of?
You got it all. That is it. We are good to go.
6, 5, 4, 3. All right. Okay. Then, let's see. And we've got the browser set to fun again. There we go. Okay. Then I think we're ready. And,
Okay.
all right. Thanks, folks. Did you enjoy the Q&A up front? Seems like, interestingly, there are a lot more questions.
Definitely.
I
There was
think-
a time.
I think maybe get a little fatigued after the show, and so maybe
Yeah.
there's less energy for asking questions. That's interesting. Well, maybe this should be the new lay of the land. I don't know. I always figured especially do a Q&A at the end because that's when we'll have the most viewers. At the beginning, we only have about half the viewers as people are slowly coming on. But perhaps there are people who have more inquiring minds, perhaps. I don't know.
That's right.
Okay. Cool. Oh! Hey, hold on a second. What just happened there? Okay, yeah. And, so we do actually have a lot of outstanding requests that we've just completely ignored. This or that, 3 top 3s, 2 this or that's, a Trivial Pursuit, and an I'd like to buy an argument. Now, one thing I should say, folks, is if you look, you will notice there's no more option to buy an argument. It's been stricken from the record. Whenever we do this last argument, it'll be the final one we ever do. It's been replaced with a game sommelier, which I think is probably a bit more our speed. If you buy that one with your channel points, write in your description, what is it you like, and we'll make a recommendation, customized just for you. So no more arguing after the final R&R argument. Instead, helping people. That seems to make more sense. And
I think
also,
so. Yeah.
I finally did put in something that I figured out how to do technically at 10,000 points, which is only for Stream Avatar users, but it should be fun when somebody eventually gets up there. We'll have to keep an eye out for it. It's called Do You Need a Hug? And it's basically, I found a way that every single Stream Avatar that's active can hug you. So if you're feeling down the dumps and you want a lot of love, folks, with 10,000 Rado points, you can have, and a Stream Avatar, of course, you can have everybody give you a hug. And it's an explosion of love.
That's great. I love it.
Yep.
That's the group hug. That's
Group hug. Yeah, the ultimate group hug. Yes. Okay,
Love it.
Cool. And I can't believe Fem Sensei isn't here. She's our resident super hugger. Her and Sea Otter, neither of them are here to hear the news about the super hug. Oh, well. They'll find out about it soon enough. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see here. Then, let me go on ahead and get set up and get one last sip. You ready to go?
Yeah, let me take a sip real quick.
Okay.
I am good.
Alrighty then. Hey everybody, this week's episode of the R&R Show is brought to you by Fun Again Games. And hello, Ruel, how are you doing?
I am wonderful, my friend. How are you doing,
I'm
Richard?
doing okay. I have to admit, after the pre-show, which was a very raucous one, lots of stuff happening,
Yeah.
I'm a little overheated. I'm actually wearing 2 layers of shirts. I should have
Oh
stripped down
wow.
a little bit, and now we're live and it's too late, so I'm just
Oh
gonna
no.
sweat my way through this top 10.
Oh my gosh, the sacrifices we make to make this show happen.
Yep,
So
if I
yeah.
could do a close-up, you might start seeing beads of sweat popping up here,
Oh
but
my
that's
gosh.
okay. That's okay.
Well,
This shirt
let's
was due
yeah.
for a washing anyway, quite frankly.
Okay. And if it does, you start to overheat. We can totally take a break and edit this out later. If you need to change shirts or whatever, feel free to do that. I will. We can do that if
All
necessary.
right, well, the secret code for that is it's getting hot in here. Let's take off all our clothes.
Oh my gosh, nothing but the finest references in all of
Of
the
course,
internet,
yes.
folks. Yes, that
Finger
one's about
on the
20 years old.
pulse, as always.
Yes,
That's me.
love it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not the only secret word folks should listen to, because this week, folks, in honor of our sponsor, Fun Again Games, we will be giving away a $50 gift certificate that anybody can use. It will help cover shipping and all the rest of it. So, since we're about to talk about 10 games that we are very, very excited about that we found on the Fun Again website, some new, some old, some borrowed, some blue, who knows? You might be a winner and find it a little bit easier to pick some of them up. But Ruel, how do they win that? What is this secret word I'm talking about?
The secret word for this week's show is fetch. Fetch, like fetch for a dog or whatever. Folks, you're going to watch the show and listen to us, talk about these great games that we're going to be, chatting about. And one of us is going to say the word fetch during
Yes.
a game. And what you want to do is in an email to contest@rado.com, you will enter the name of the game that we're talking about. Not fetch. We already know the secret word. Tell us the game that we're talking about, and you'll be entered into the drawing for a $50 gift card from our sponsor, Fun Again Games.
Yep. Great, great, great. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I think that's it. Otherwise, we're ready to get going. Starting our top
Yeah.
10 countdown, I think you're coming in first. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to jump right into it. So these are the top 10 games we're excited about right now, folks. And the one for me that I'm going to start off our list is one
Oh,
called
okay. This is
Lost
interesting.
Ones at number 10. This is a game that just came out from Greenbrier Games, designer Gordon Alford. I'm excited about this one because it's a choose your own adventure style game. So a lot of narrative, a lot of story. I love those type of books when I was a kid, and I love the fact that you can play. There's so many games like this now that you can play and get immersed in a world. This one, you and your fellow players, it's a co-op game. You're kidnapped kids in
Okay.
the other world, right, with a bunch of fae and everything else, and but then there's this war going on, so there's a distraction now, so you can escape. And that's what you're doing. You're using tiles to go on. You go on different tiles on this map, and then they're going to give you encounters. And basically, you're going to read stories and try to resolve these actions and everything else. And as you can see, I don't know. Yeah, you have the art. The art is what drew me in. I
Okay,
mean,
I was
this
going to
looks like
ask.
yeah,
What
beautiful.
pushed this over the top for you? It does
Yeah,
look
beautiful
gorgeous.
art. Like I want to go to this world. I want to experience it. And this type of game, it's a wonder. It looks like perfect family type game that you can play. And this is something Michelle and I would definitely get to the table. Cooperative gaming. So I know that you and Jen would be interested in. As you can see there, you're going to explore, take actions every turn, and try to escape this world that you're
Yeah.
lost in. And that's why
Okay.
it's our number 10 that we're excited about, Lost Ones.
Cool. Yeah, I think if people would like to know a little bit more about it, I'm pretty sure I saw that Monique and Naveen, Before You Play, they did an actual run through of
Yes.
this. So if you
Yes.
haven't checked them out, they are fantastic. And after you're done with us today, you can go check them out and learn a little bit more about our number 10 Lost Ones. Okay,
Awesome.
cool. Yeah, that one I totally agree. Looks very, very pretty. Don't know much more about it, but our number 9, I know this one very well. I've played it. I think it's absolutely amazing. I love it to pieces. It is Endangered. And
Oh yeah.
this game is so fantastic. One of the best cooperative games new cooperative games that have come out in years. And not only is the cooperation really good, where we are all activists working to save endangered species around the world, but we are also and trying to manipulate the board. We talked about this in the pre-show a little bit, different ways that the pandemic style formula has been brought to different themes. It works so brilliantly here. And the base game comes with 2 different animals you're trying to save. Each of the animals have different behaviors that you're trying to work with and keep them alive in their natural habitat. And that's what you're doing moment to moment, turn to turn. But you also have a bigger picture item of trying to work with the UN and convince them to create international law to save these. So you've got this big long-term strategic element you're dealing with while also focusing on the little stuff. And it's absolutely fantastic. I just hit the wrong button. Oopsie doops. Forget that, folks. And another thing that is very, very impressive about it is the expansion that has already come out for it that adds, if I recall correctly, 6 additional. And so one of the sharpest, smartest worker placement games. It's a combination of cards that have all kinds of special powers that are actual worker placement spots that players are using, rolling their personal dice every round. It's got a lot of stuff going on. You can watch my run through. And the thing that prompted me to put it on the list, I don't know, folks, if you were paying much attention at the beginning of the show when I flashed our sponsored by Fun Again. This game is on sale from Fun Again right now. If I recall correctly, it's at $36. And it's pretty much sold out everywhere. And that's a really, really good price for it. And honestly, I just don't think this game gets enough attention. It's, like I said, one of the smartest designs that co-op has had in years. And it's also got a really strong, empowering and uplifting message. And then just really sharp, fun gameplay too. I cannot recommend highly enough number 9, Endangered.
Yeah, I got to play this recently, and you're right. The theme really comes out in this game. It's a really cool theme, and it is. I mean, it's very, very unique, different, a nice take on worker placement, and I'm looking forward to playing it again. My buddy Patrick has a copy, so I'm gonna have to hit him up again to play it. And let's move on now. We've got our number 8 game coming up right up here. Number 8. Speaking of beautiful games and worker placement, Tenpenny Parks.
Yes.
This one just came out from Thunderworks Games. First-time designer, Nate Leonard, and as you can tell right there, you're sharing one of our favorite artists, Vincent Dutray.
Yep.
He's done the art for this. It's a worker placement game. You're building like an amusement park at the turn of the century using worker placement. You've got some set collection as well. And what I really like about it is the tile placement of this game. It's sort of reminds me of Barren Park, but they have this really interesting twist where your tiles cannot be orthogonally adjacent to each other. They can only be diagonally adjacent. So that really changes things up. Yeah, Rado, you got to check this one out. It's really interesting. And the first time I played it wrong. I was like, oh, okay, I put all my tiles next to each other, but then I realized, oh, that's totally wrong. So the diagonal placement really messes with you. I like that a lot. The components are outstanding. The art, of course, is beautiful. You can see the carousel there. That carousel is actually 3D. You're going to be able to turn it around. It's going to change the dynamics of pricing, the economics of buying certain parts for your park. And it's quick. It's only 5 rounds, so you're going to knock this game out. I've played a 2-player game in about 30 minutes.
Wow.
With Teach, it's about 40 minutes. It's wonderful, streamlined, great entry game, but I would say it's maybe a slightly more a Gateway Plus game, so a little more than you would expect for a Gateway game. But I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites so far this year, and that is Tenpenny Parks.
You're right. I am super excited about this. This made my short list. By the way, folks, did you know we actually stream this show every Tuesday live in front of a Twitch audience? And after we're done with the show and we get back to interacting with the audience, doing back and forth stuff, we'll talk about the other games that just missed our list. And this is one that just missed my list because I haven't played it yet, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And now you just pushed over the top. That idea of a tile layer where they can't go next to each other, that's super cool.
It is really neat, and a really good solo variant within the rules as well, so that you can solo this game as well. So yeah, highly recommend, and I'm excited about this one. All right,
I am too. I am very much now too. Okay, cool. All right, well, that was number 8, correct? Let's move on to number 7. I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit
Oh boy.
because it's kind of like it's a multi-entry. It is number 7, Terra Mystica, the big box, and or depending on your predilections, Terra Mystica, the Automa solo box. This is what I'm very excited about. The Automa solo box. Let me tell you how excited I am, Ruel. I recently bought this from Fun Again Games. It just showed up the other day. I ordered this direct from Fun Again because Terra Mystica is a brilliant, one of the heavier games on the Euro market and very well loved. And Jen and I, we played it a billion years ago and thought it was very, very good too. But it just, as a 2-player game, it just didn't really quite work. It didn't draw us in as much as we would have liked because they really didn't do any player scaling. It was a gigantic world and, oh, you know what, I'll just stay on my side of the world, you'll stay on your side of the world. And a lot of the really interesting elements, because a big part about this game is, oh, when I claim territory, I want to claim it next to you. But maybe you want to stay away from me, not because I want to take you over, but because you get benefits for building adjacent to other people. And in a 2-player game, it just didn't happen very much. Or as much as we would have liked. Although everything else about the game, the way you level up your empire, and everybody gets their own unique empire based on different fantasy races that have wildly different strategies and all of that. So, at the time, I thought it was brilliant and thought, well, yeah, but not really for 2 players. Cut forward, I mean, this must be like 10 years ago I covered this. Recently, the Automa expansion with Automa rules from Automa Factory. Morten Peterson, the best in the business at making solo, has now made a solo mode for this. And so I must have it. And now to take a step back from where I was when I was saying I was cheating, I mean, I was going to just mention the solo box. I was very excited about that. But then I saw they've also got the Terra Mystica big box, which is Terra Mystica plus Fire and Ice, plus Merchants of the Sea, plus the Automa. So you've got everything. Now, if you're like me and you already had your hands on a copy of Terra Mystica, I just needed the Automa because I really wanted to try that. But man, if this turns out to be as good as I hope it is, I'm going to be pretty upset that I didn't just go ahead and buy the big box and get everything all at once. We will see. But
wow.
Yeah, Terra Mystica has been a monster. It's been in the top 100 of Board Game Geek forever with good reason. You can watch my run through I did years ago. It's so smart. There are so deep, so crunchy, so many layer upon layer, plus infinite replayability with all the different asymmetric races. But I'm very excited now, either because you don't have it, in which case maybe big box is the way to go, or if you do have it, get that Automa if you want to try a lower or solo player count game. Can't wait.
Wow. You may have just cost me about $100 right now because seeing that big box, I saw the big box when we are doing our research, before the show, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I love Terra Mystica. I don't know if I need the big box because my friends, they have the copy that we play in my play group. But now with the Automa, I had no idea I had an Automa. Now that I know,
yeah.
It's like,
and again, not just any Automa. There's a lot of publishers putting out, and don't get me wrong. I mean, generally speaking, they're done very well, but nobody does it better than Automa Factory, and they don't put out very many because they're so in demand and they've got such a backlog. So anytime they put something out, I must have it, especially when it's designed so that it can be integrated into 2-player as well.
Yeah,
and probably even more. I assume. I haven't looked yet. I mean, it's still in shrink. I'm very excited.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that I'm gonna have to look into that big box. Darn it. I mean, that's a good thing. It's all good. Let's move. Great number 7. Let's move on to our number 6.
Okay.
It is a game that I know we both love and enjoy. Calico. I actually found this one on the Ding and Dent list, so you can find this for a real. I mean, come on, folks. $26 for Calico. One of the premier, in my opinion, tile laying games out there. You're building a beautiful quilt for the kitty cats to rest upon. But it's so simple yet so brain burny. We've talked about this before. It's so much more than you think it's going to be. You have different goals that you're going to try to complete, and yet those goals are going to bump heads with each other. So, ooh, do I do this for this one, or no, I want to complete this one instead. I love this game. It's by, oh gosh, now I forgot the designer's name. It just flew right out of my head. But designer, I think it's Kevin Russ.
I believe that's correct. Yes, I believe so.
He's done some really great tile laying games, such as, and it flew out of my mind again, the Overboss, that one, the 8-bit one, wonderful game.
As I recall, he was also the developer on Cascadia.
Cascadia, yeah, he was one of the developers as well.
I think that's correct, yes.
Yeah, which is another fantastic. I mean, he's got his pulse on the cutting edge of tile laying games, and that's why it's our number 6, Calico.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, one of the absolute best. And I was wondering, why is Calico there? But then I scrolled down a little bit and I saw, ding and dent. Ding and dent. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's not for everybody, of course. I totally understand if you need to have something pristine. But yeah, any day of the week, I will happily take $5 to $10 off to because
Yeah.
I don't play the box. I play what's in the box.
That's the thing, yeah. And like I've got plenty of games that I've gotten ding and dents or used or whatever. As long as the pieces inside the box are fine, like yeah, I want the beautiful box, sure. But if it's got a little ding or dent on it, I'm like you said, you're not playing the box. It's all about the stuff inside. So
well, number 6, Calico, especially if you get the ding and dent. But that's a beautiful segue to our number 5, Zapotec, which I know you've played. I know you love as much as me. But here's the deal, Ruel. Zapotec ding and dent.
Oh my gosh. That's almost half off.
Yes. It's incredible. And this is a new hotness one. I mean, to be fair, Calico's been around, I think, now for a couple of years. Zapotec is out this year. So to be able to get a brand new game from one of the best publishers in the business, Board and Dice, at $30.99, if again you don't mind a little bit, just a little bit of a banged up box, how can you say no? Well, let me tell you about the game. And I know you've played it too, Rel. I mean, we've talked about it before. You love it as much as me.
It.
This
Absolutely.
is admittedly, a dry, dusty Euro from Board and Dice, set in the, I forget which Central or South American empire it was, whether it was Incan or Mayan.
Right. I want to say Mayan, but I'm not 100% sure.
But the interesting thing is, Board and Dice, they are always one step ahead of everybody else in the industry, because when they do this, they actually bring on cultural consultants. They actually give them credits in their manuals, and Zapotec is no exception. So they always do a wonderful job, or they have now for several years, really respectfully treating the subject matter. Again, that's another way that they are ahead of the curve of the rest of the industry. But all that aside, this is a brilliant game because this has the same kind of really intense, crunchy, Euro-style gameplay of a Teotihuacan or a Tekhenu or a Tzolk'in in the Mayan calendar, but it plays in a fraction of the time. This is almost a filler game. You can get a full game of this, 2-player anyway, in like less than 30 minutes. And yet, from start to finish, just be racked with really tough, interesting tension and deep, crunchy decisions. Because we are actually trying to build up, all kinds of different facets of the society in different areas around the board. But when we grab these tiles, they come over here onto our own special little board, and we have this. Probably reminds me more than anything else of the programming game in Black Angel, because you're putting these tiles down and you want to put them in rows or columns so that you can activate multiples at once, which is a really fun, satisfying thing. So you've got that fun, satisfying puzzle. You've got the grabbing terrain really quick before other people get it, but it's all driven by an event card system where the cards that come out every turn tell you, well, here's where you could build. Are you really going to want to do this? Are you going to try and pay a little bit more to build somewhere else? And on top of that, it has really, really cool little multi-stage plastic pyramids. It just looks so neat as they get built. And if all that weren't enough, the interesting thing about the pyramids is, I could start building this pyramid, but as soon as I start it, Ruel is very incentivized to keep building, to share in the prosperity that comes from it. And I want him to, because I want to build the top level, but I can't until somebody builds the middle level, that kind of stuff. So Zapotec is brilliant. You can watch my run through. I think, have you covered it as well on your channel?
I have. I did a 2-player game with my buddy Daryl. We loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Absolutely fantastic. And like I said, right now, folks, it's there as a ding and dent. It won't be there for long. That is number 5, Zapotec.
Yeah. I'm not even going to say much about it because you covered it all. It's a wonderful game. One of my favorites so far this year. And it's funny. We segued from Calico to Zapotec. We're gonna do another segue, which is like the perfect segue.
All right.
From Zapotec to our number 4, Founders of Teotihuacan.
There you go.
Another game from Board and Dice. And I don't know if this is like a trend that's been happening, but I love the fact that games are coming out that can play in 90 minutes or less, yet give you a really full, rich experience with all of the decision points. And I love this game. It's a tile laying game with some worker placement, but they do this really cool thing in the worker placement where you can have different strengths of your workers, right? You see
Yes.
the little disc there. If you go there, place one disc, you can do it for a strength of 1, which will let you select one piece. But then if you do it on a second disc, or you can place another disc up to 4, then it'll give you a chance to get the bigger pieces onto your pyramid. So this is like a standalone prequel to Teotihuacan, where you're building the pyramid. And I love the player board where you have an architect that you're going to go around the board,
Yes.
and that architect only allows you to build in certain spots, and you have to time it just right, because you're going to want to build. A lot of times I wanted to build where my architect wasn't looking. So you need to time it out just right, gather the resources, and eventually, place those beautiful polyominoes there. Michelle and I like this a lot. And I was, this is definitely not a gateway game. And I didn't think Michelle, she'd be really into it. She absolutely loved it. And so for her to say something like that, I was so thrilled, because it's going to be staying in our collection for a long, long time. And right now on Fun Again, I mean, it's not a ding and dong, but you can get a pretty good chunk off. And this is a brand new hot game, folks. I mean, look at that, $15 off.
Yep.
35.99. So that's our number 4, founders of Teotihuacan.
Yeah, it's interesting. As a parallel to what's mentioned earlier, Tenpenny Parks, which has the polyomino tile laying, but that idea that you can't put them directly next to each other. The Teotihuacan has kind of a thing. You're not limited like that, but you want to keep them separated, because when you put them down, you surround them by all the resources that you will use to build stuff later.
Yes.
So you're incentivized. You want to build tight and compact and get the most use of space, but you want to spread them all out so you have room for all your resources. It's a brilliant game. Another one that made my short list. Just missed my list for this thing. An excellent choice. I'm glad you got it on there. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Cool. Well, let's see. I think your number 10, Lost Ones, was one you haven't played yet, but you were just drawn in and you have to try it. This is mine. My number 3 on our list, Prehistories. Oh my gosh, I have to play this game. Oh my gosh, I have to play this game so bad, Ruel. And do you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
I think I know why, but why?
Let me tell you why. It's a French name. One of the co-designers of Prehistory is the designer of Welcome to.
Yes.
Yep.
Is it Benoit Turpin?
That sounds right. Yes, I believe it was Benny, as his friends call him. No doubt.
Benny,
I'm sure nobody calls him Benny. But he is the designer for this. And I mean, I looked at it and I thought, okay, this looks attractive. And again, it's another polyomino tile layer. It's set in prehistory. You're trying to get all the different animals you're hunting in there tight, dealing with all that kind of stuff. It has a really nice, bright, colorful look. But honestly, I started, reading a bit more about the gameplay here and how all the different systems are. But then when I saw, from the designer of Welcome to, and more recently, Welcome to the Moon, which made my top 10 of 2021. It's so amazing. I think it was my number 3 best game of the year. I was like, okay, no choice about it. This is a sight unseen. This designer joins my short list of designers who, based on what they've done so far, I have to try it out. What is it? Like I said, every round we're bidding simultaneously and secretly to decide what hunts. Those hunts form our polyomino tiles that we're doing tile laying on. I have to give it a try. I have to play this because Welcome to is so amazing. And so Prehistory comes in at number 3.
Yeah, I know the name, and I saw that on the box, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to check that one out as well. And actually, it was on my short list as well, but it was a little higher on yours, so I'm so glad that it's on there. Awesome. Okay, let's move on to the top 2 here, folks. We got number 2 coming up.
There you go.
This one, I know I absolutely adore this game, and I'm glad that it's available now. Dice Miner.
Yep.
Folks, this game has been in and out of print since it was released last year, and I love this game. You are playing as dwarves, going into the mountain to get treasures, and you're doing that through, it's a mountain full of dice. I mean, literally a 3D mountain of dice that you're going to take from the mountain, and there's certain restrictions you can do, and then you're going to roll them at certain points, and you're trying to collect sets of 1 through 5, Yahtzee style. But there are also gems and also magic, which the magical items let you re-roll, and then you have to face the dangers like the dragons and the rocks falling down. I forgot, the avalanches or whatever. So you need to have tools to fight those off. Oh my gosh, everything about this game is perfect. I love it. It plays in about 20 minutes. It's actually, I think I might enjoy it more at 2 players than multiplayer. We actually played at Dice Tower West.
Yes, you and
And a couple
we
other
played it a
players.
few
Yeah.
times, and
Yeah,
you
we played it with
definitely made me a convert.
Dwayne of Blackboard Gaming, and
Mhm.
also other friends. And I just think it's such a great dice drafting game. I mean, basically, you're going in here in this mountain, you're going to fetch all these dice and
Yes.
put it in front of you in your little tableau, and then you're going to score them every round. You play 3 rounds, and it's over before you know it, and you want to play it again. That's how I look at it, and that's why it's our number 2 dice miner.
Excellent choice. Like I said, yes, you brought it, you carried it with you everywhere. You played it with probably half of the convention at Dice Tower West, and you pretty much made all of us converts to it. And you're right. It has actually gone through, I think, a few print runs now, so it tends to sell out fast. Fun Again just got another shipment. It's a low-cost game with a very, very high fun factor. Remember how I was saying that I had just put an order in for Fun Again to get this? Look what else was in my order.
Yes!
I had to have it. When I saw
it.
they had it, I had to have it.
Oh, I'm excited for you haven't played it yet with Jen, right?
No. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, maybe this weekend.
I hope y'all like it as much as I do. I'm sure you will, but I hope y'all like it. Oh, that's great. Great. Yes.
Good call. Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, our number 1 of the week, honestly, I don't think might have made my number 1, except as I was setting up the show today, and I remember, folks, at the beginning when I said this week's episode sponsored by Fun Again Games, and I put I put the initial thing. Every time we put those up, Fun Again sends me a new one every month. So they, what's going on that's special? And when I saw that they have Snowdonia, the Deluxe Master Set, for, where is it? Hold on. Oh, I should have had this ready. Snowdonia. There we go. Let me just bring this up on screen right now. Of course, it's taking forever. Obviously, there it is. They have it at a low price of $64.99. That is ridiculous.
Wow.
Here's the deal. I have wanted this forever, but I already own probably 85% of all things Snowdonia, because I have a first edition Snowdonia, and I have picked up every little expansion that has come out over the years. There's a couple I'm still missing, but the thing about the Snowdonia Deluxe Master Set is it's got everything. And then on top of that, it's got some stuff that I believe has never been printed anywhere else anyway. And right now, they've got it down to basically the price of a regular game. But this game, the box doesn't really do it credit. This is one of those ginormous boxes that's like twice the width of a normal Ticket to Ride size box, because there's so much stuff in there. Everything's been deluxeified, new art for the board, multiple boards, silk screened meeples for the worker placement, cool fancy trays for folks who like that kind of stuff that are custom made. It's a brilliant, beautiful presentation of a decade's worth of tons of content for what is one of the greatest worker placement games of all time. This came out in 2012, which many people regard as the greatest year ever in modern board gaming because of some of the really big hitters. And this made my top 10 of that year, and it still sits as one of Jen's and my favorites of all time. And if you get this deluxe set, you will have, this could be half your library. You have so much stuff. And all of that aside, you can go watch my old run-through for it. Oh my gosh, the worker placement gameplay of Snowdonia is some of the best we've ever seen. It's very simple, incredibly tight. There's very few options you have. You want to do all of them. People are always blocking you. And then on top of that, an event-driven system that is smart enough to let you see what's coming 2 or 3 turns in advance. It's based on the weather. Oh, it's going to be sunny next round, and then it's going to be rainy in round 3. I need to be planning long-term based on the weather. And then on top of that, this is a game where we're trying to basically clear rubble and lay track for the Snowdonia line in Wales. And if players spend too much time just dinking around doing goods conversions or whatnot, the game will play itself, because events come up that there is a third active player who will come and say, oh, well, nobody else is going to clear this rubble. We'll do it. So the game itself puts players under pressure to move as fast as they can in an incredibly tense and wonderful worker placement game. And geez Louise, the price on this, the Deluxe Master Set, literally cannot be beat. Absolutely incredible. Again, sold out everywhere unless you want to go buy it secondhand in the market where it's going to cost you like $120, $130, or you can get it now. My number 1, Snowdonia, the Deluxe Master Set.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
this with Terra Mystica, it's gonna be an expensive.
I
show for this
apologize.
one.
Yeah.
Great choice. Wow, there's. I can see why we were so excited about today's show. There was some fantastic stuff here.
Cool.
Well done.
Well,
All
we are
right.
done. And folks, did you hear Ruel or myself say the secret word, fetch? If so, you know what to do. Whatever game we were talking about at that point, send that as the subject to contest@rahdo.com, and you will be put in a drawing. Now, you have until, let me pull my calendar, until May 31st, 2022. You have basically until like 11 a.m. PST on that day. So if it is after that time, if it is, the year 2097, don't bother entering. You missed the window, I'm afraid. But yep. And also, folks, if you just can't find either of us saying the secret word, well, there are ways that you can find out either by subscribing to the show on Twitch or backing the show on Patreon. You can just reach out and I'll tell you exactly where the secret word is if you're having a hard time finding it. But either way, get those entries in by the 31st, and one of you will win a $50 gift certificate, which this week could buy you a few really good deals, I gotta say.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Especially those ding and dents. You got to jump on those quick, folks.
Oh yeah.
Those things tend to go real fast.
Okay,
All right.
then I believe, Ruel, we are done. Do you have any closing words for the nice people?
Closing words is, spend wisely, friends, and hopefully we helped your decision making during the show today.
Oh, great. Well, I just want to say thank you, Ruel, for finding some really good ones. Thank you, folks, for watching. And in closing, of course, thanks to Fun Again Games. Have a very, very nice day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Hello. We're done. We made it.
All right. Oh, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. $69 for, for a lifetime worth of content, quite frankly. It's years ago, I did a very foolish thing. I sat down and tried to do a little mini review of, at that point, I believe there were 14 expansions for Snowdonia. And I did them all over the course of one day. It's a playlist on the channel you can find. And it scarred me to this day. And now I find out this Deluxe thing has even more stuff. It has a solo mode from Dave Turchy in there, which I haven't gotten a chance to try. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, I just made this order, which had, the Terra Mystica, had the Dice Miner. Also, thanks to you, had Momiji, because I wanted to try that. I've been dying to play Fantastic Factories, and also had Explorers. So I had to, mostly I just went there because I wanted to get the Automa thing for Terra Mystica, but then, but I got to get over $99 so I can have the free shipping. What to do?
That's a lot of great games that you just picked up.
Yes, I'm very excited about all of that.
A quick question from Goblin. Did you say the secret word at the start of the episode? We can't remember, but maybe you did. The secret word was fetch.
Fetch.
So one of us said fetch during the thing there. Okay.
Yep.
FETCH. Yeah, just like fetch with a dog.
Yep.
Okay.
And since you're watching today, you don't have to listen for me saying it. You have to listen for Ruel saying it.
Yep.
I believe I did catch Ruel saying it, and I said, yes. As if I was saying it in response to what he was pointing out, but I was like, or something like that. Every time I hear you say it, I have to stifle a laugh, quite frankly. So I just like,
And I always, I do that just for y'all here in Twitch. I do that a little pause every time I say the secret word. So just if you catch me pausing, that's usually a good hint that I'm saying it.
And like I said too, folks, if you are a subscriber here, which by the way, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can subscribe to this show for free. It doesn't cost you anything. You won't have to see ads. You can get discounts on Rahdo merch. You can get exclusive, your eyes only videos of gameplay with me and Jen. There's a whole list of stuff you can get for subscribing. And again, it's free on Amazon Prime. And one of them is just whisper me, which is the Twitch equivalent of DM, and I'll just tell you what game it was. So you don't have to worry about it. So anyway, so as promised, what were your other ones, Ruel? What were your, because we each did our top 5. What was your 6 through 10?
So 6 through 10, I've got, this one piqued my interest because you've raved about it, Dungeon Decorators. That was on sale apparently on Fun Again. Number 9.
Yes, it was. Canopy. I almost Dungeon Decorators is on my short list too. And I had such a hard time. I really wanted to push it into the top 5, and it wasn't the top 5 until I saw Prehistories is from On Tour Guy. I gotta do Prehistories.
Yep. The other one, number 9, was Canopy. That's a game
Okay.
by Tim Eisner, I believe.
Yeah.
I actually have that game and I love it. I think more people should be playing that. Number 8, I actually got a copy of my number 8 game based on your recommendation recently. This War of Mine. It is on sale. I bought it through Awaken Realms. They had a fundraiser a few months ago where they were selling their
Yes.
remaining stock from their warehouse, and all the funds went to people in Ukraine. So I
That's
bought my
amazing.
copy. I have it here on the shelf. The other ones I had, number 7 and 6, we talked Prehistories I had, and also Zapotec as well. I saw the.
Oh, okay, yeah, we had a bit of overlap too, because I had Dice
Some
Miner,
overlap.
I had Founders of Teotihuacan, I had Dungeon Decorators, and then the other ones I put on there were Libertalia, Gale Crest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because they now have it for sale. I mean, it was available only for pre-order direct, but now, retail establishments are starting to get it, and it is amazing. While at the end of the day, it was a little bit too cutthroat for me and Jen, even still, because of course that's what Libertaria's always been, cutthroat pirates, being cutthroat with each other. The solo mode in that game was so good, I almost kept it only for the solo mode. Which again, from
really?
Automa Factory, the best in the business.
Yeah.
So I would have talked about that a little bit, and and then also Explorers, right? From your fave, what do you call it? The PWA, the PWH, right?
The PWH, yeah.
The
Phil Walker
PWH.
Harding, praise be. Yeah,
Yep.
I love his games.
Yeah, and if I'd put that on the list, I would have said, look, see? Money where my mouth
Yeah.
is, because I actually recently bought this, because I really want to try it so bad.
Yeah,
From
I want to try that too. Awesome.
Cool.
All
right, we have a half an hour. Normally, we would now do
someone-
Q&A, but in theory, should we do Q&A, or we have a long list of segments to do?
Yeah, let's do some segments. And real quick, Bing says, I was told some of the cards in the Deluxe Master Set of Snowdonia had some errors, but it doesn't affect the base game. However, they are replaced in the Isle of Man expansion. I have no idea. Is that true?
That I do not know. I do remember something somewhere on Board Game Geek. There's a thread talking about issues with Isle of Man. So I mean, if you want to know more about it, go to Board Game Geek and go to the Snowdonia Deluxe Master, and there will be people talking about it, filling in the blanks on there.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I mean, that is a shame
All
if
right,
there's a couple of screw ups on a couple of cards. But again, this game must come with hundreds and hundreds of cards if it has whatever it is now, 16 or 17 different expansions worth of content in it. And by the way, that sounds like a lot, but each one of the expansions for Snowdonia over the years has generally been a little deck of cards and kind of like a card tuck box, because they've just always released new stuff, and I've been so impressed by it over the years.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we've got the long list of
Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. Let's we'll just go 14 days ago, Wes Lloyd requested a top 3. And then last week. So, tell you what, folks, give us some suggestions for top 3s, and Ruel will tell me what you suggest, and then you will vote on which ones to do. So,
right.
And I don't know, yeah, we can do 2. We can get both those knocked out.
Absolutely.
So, give me 5 top 3s, and then you folks will pick the top 2.
Okay. So let's see. Folks in chat, we've Kabuki Kid says the top 3 dipping sauces. So let's see. Oh, I like this one from Forest of Glass. Top 3 games you changed your mind about. Top 3 change. So either for good or bad. I think that would make sense. Top 3 movie protagonists. Interesting. Okay, Kabuki Kid, this one, I like this because I haven't thought about this in a while. Top 3 black and white movies.
Okay.
Which, I'd have to think about that one. Let's see, anything else? Still waiting here. Got a slight delay, folks, and just throw those in
they're
there.
30 seconds behind us, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Forest of Glass was saying, I was wondering about for good, like where a friend or viewer got you to rethink your take on a game. Okay, yeah, that's cool. We can.
That was the games we changed our minds on, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Kabuki Kid, top 3 games with cube towers.
I believe there are 4.
Continuing down here. Any other comments? Let's see.
Sure, there must be more. Are you skipping some?
No, there's. I'm just going. Maybe everyone is tired from the pre-show Q&A.
Hey, what about top 3 places you travel to?
Oh, I did miss that one. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Okay.
How many we got now? Is that 5?
That's 4.
4. Okay.
Let's see. I've got movie protagonists, black and white movies, places we travel to, games we changed our mind on. Give us one more game type topic, folks.
Yeah. Let's see. What is top 3 recasts? Recast
Oh, I
as
guess when
in
like
a show or
how
movie?
Starbuck was played by well, no, I
Yeah,
mean everybody was recast in the reboot, but when a show's
yeah,
going along and all of a sudden, oh, it's somebody else is playing that character, kind of a thing.
yeah. Okay. We might have done this one before, Party on Dudes, but top tile placement games. I feel like we've done that one before, but that is
Okay,
a game
I
related one.
kind of feel like we have, or maybe we did top. No, I think we did polyomino ones, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Yeah, we could. Yeah. Top three train games. There you go.
All
Train
right,
games.
there we go. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Folks, you have 2 minutes. We are, whichever the top two are going to be, we are going to count them down. That's in the wrong place. I need to move that because it is, I can actually just move us. Let's just come back over here. Boop. All righty.
Okay.
So start voting, everybody. And,
Okay. Cool. Okay. So games we changed our mind on. That's a good one. I like that one because I know I've changed my mind on certain games.
Yep.
But good or bad? That's the question. Okay. It's black and white movies. No love for train games. Interesting.
I didn't think there would be. I've had train.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to have backers of the show every month for years. They would actually pick. Back when I regularly did a top 10 every month, they would pick, and trains always at the bottom. I thought, okay, maybe live, maybe it'll change. I never understand because obviously trains are one of the biggest themes in the universe, and honestly, trains would be probably it's the one I would vote on for here because there's so many. It doesn't just have to be 18xx games. There's so many.
Right.
For me, it would be anything that has a train in it, and there are so many cool things out there. But yeah, people never want to hear about train games. It's very strange.
Yeah.
One vote.
Okay.
Well, it's getting one more for me. Boom. 2 votes for train games. I don't think that's going to turn it around though.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And is it coming
like
down? We have a half a minute left.
Okay.
So there could still be some surprise swings. There generally tend to be because there's always a few people who have a whole bunch of channel points built up and they wait until the last second, like they're on an eBay sniping. An eBay thing.
Now, are we doing 2 top 3s? Is that how many?
Yes, we figured we might as well because we have 2 queued up. So it'll be at the rate we're going, it's going to be places we traveled to and games we changed our minds on, unless somebody surprises us in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
But of course, if there's anybody who's trying to, black and white movies just made a big comeback, but it's got a big mountain to climb, and it is climbing. Somebody, whoever is throwing that stuff in there did not push in enough. So top 10, or top 3 games we've changed our minds on, and top 3 places we've traveled to. Okay.
Wow.
Right. Games I've changed my mind on. Do you have any off the top of your head?
No.
I have to admit, I was kind of worried about this one.
I was too. I mean, it's an interesting topic, but right off the top of my head, I mean, of course, give me a week and I can, go through my game list and I can think about this, but live, this is tough. Let me see.
I mean, it goes both ways. Top 10 games an easier one is, something you used to love and you're like, oh, don't love it so much now. I mean, it's probably easier to find games you have fallen out of love with.
That's true. Yeah. But it's like I really wanted to go the other way where,
exactly. Well, I want to be positive too, definitely. Yeah. I don't want to do a top 3 negative. And of course, I probably have quite a few where I read about it and then thought, oh, that sounds like garbage. But then by hook or by crook, somehow I ended up playing it. And I thought, oh my gosh, that was great. But that feels like that's kind of cheating, right? I mean, because it should be stuff I played, thought, I don't like this. And then something happened later. And then I did, I played it again.
Yeah. You're right. I would definitely.
It's just that's hard to freaking do.
This is tough.
It's so hard to do.
Okay, well, here's one that I've changed my mind on.
Okay.
I really, no, I still love it. What am I talking about? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, that was. It was sort of replaced. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Okay. Here. Rise of Augustus. I really enjoyed this game when I first got it.
Okay, we're going negative. I think we have to.
It's a bingo style game.
Yes.
You select the items out of the bag, and then everyone's gonna fill them up. And I fell out of love with it because there was another game that came out a few years ago called Eco's First Continent, which was similar but just better all
Mhm.
around. It had like tile laying and with the set collection. Rise of Augustus was straight bingo, and it's a good game. But you know what? It was actually replaced by a retheme called gosh, what was the retheme called? Rise of Augustus. They totally Via Magica, I believe. Yeah, Via Magica,
I believe that's right.
which is
Yes, that sounds right.
yeah. It was a they made it into a smaller box, and it was just as fun. But yeah, for me, it was I preferred Eco's First Continent. Again, another game by our friend John D. Clare. He basically took Rise of Augustus and gamified it a little bit. And I think it's a better version. So I changed my mind on Rise of Augustus
Okay.
because I played it a lot when I first got it as a like a gateway style game. But I feel like it's been replaced in my heart. So
Okay.
that's the first one.
All
Number
right, I've
one.
got one.
Okay.
And one positive. I'll try to be positive.
Yeah, yeah.
Neom, Neom, a lesser known tile laying game that by default plays Seven Wonders style. Where you have tiles, you pick one, hand the rest, and you're trying to build your own perfect, energy green city of the future. And so I love tile laying games, and it's a very tension-filled tile laying game because each tile has 4 spots on it. You're trying to lay them out, and you're also paying attention to roads so that things can transfer around. Very good tile layer. Like that a lot. Hated with a passion the event system it had. Because as you're handing the tiles around, okay, I'm picking this one for myself, and I got to hand the rest over. Scattered amongst the tiles are just the nastiest. Oh, if I play this one, it's going to be some huge thing that will destroy half of everything. And and it's interesting. It's an interesting tension-filled thing because imagine that there were bombs in Sushi Go or Seven Wonders and you're like, okay, well, I don't want to do this because it'll hurt everybody, me included. But if I'm going to do it, I want to do it on my terms. Or if I don't do it and I hand it to you, you might do it, and then I'll be in a worse situation. So it had that. It was this, there's this ticking time bomb. Sooner or later somebody is going to bite the bullet and play that. We hated it so much. I said, okay, I'm just never going to play this game. I'd hoped it wasn't too bad. Jen and I played it. We found it just ruined an otherwise absolutely brilliant, super fun tile laying game. And
Wow.
so I hated it. Was going to get rid of it. I contacted the publisher. I don't remember exactly how it worked. I think I've contacted the publisher, said, hey, I don't know that I really want to film this, or maybe I did. I don't remember what happened now. But long story short, no. I did film it, and I said, we hate this. And I wish to God it had been something like this. And I proposed an alternate variant. And the designer said, oh my God, why didn't I do that? And he made that an official variant. And,
wow.
and so the publisher put out, new PDFs, and I did an update to my final thoughts and said, oh, by the way, folks, love this game. And I think it ultimately made the top 10 of that year after they made that change.
Wow.
Yeah. And, and so now I imagine, I don't know if it ever got additional print runs because it was a under the radar style game, unfortunately, which is too bad because it's absolutely brilliant. The tiling in this game is super crunchy and satisfying. And now you can play as one of the meanest tile layers you will ever play. Or instead, I didn't want to get rid of them. I do like the idea of, negative impacts that hit everybody. But now they become kind of like a ticking time bomb. Not because they're handing around from player to player until somebody says, you know what, I'm going to waste my turn to lay waste to everybody. Because that's what you have to do. You have to give up building to destroy. Instead, they're just set off to the side. And over time, they get closer. And you don't know exactly when they're going to go, but you know when they're getting closer and you have to prepare yourself. And it was a really simple thing, just required a die. And they made that official. And so that really turned me around on Neom. So we've got two.
Wow.
We've got two. I've got one more I can think of, and I can go.
I can think of one too.
All right.
But
Is it positive or is it
I want to play
negative
that game now. Mine is positive.
Oh, good. Okay, let's do that.
Okay, it's real simple. It's a modern. Well, it's a classic. It's been around for thousands of years. Backgammon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
had dabbled in it when I was a teenager. I was like, okay, I have no. I saw it. I saw a board. And I learned to play it, and I was like, whatever. Just roll dice, move pieces. But it wasn't until years ago, probably I'd say about 10, 15 years ago, where I was playing poker. Right, I was just that was on my game night, poker night, and I don't know, it came up in conversation with some of my buddies and we're talking about backgammon, and I was like, you know what, I remember it back in the day. So I relearned it. I just taught it to myself. I went online, found a backgammon, tutorial or whatever. I started playing and I fell in love with the game. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it is an abstract game. It's a race game basically. And yes, there are dice, and it's luck based, but you have to know a little math because you have to plan out the odds of certain numbers hitting in order for you to. There's a thing called the doubling die, which will double the stakes. And
Yeah.
if a player's going to offer you a double, you have to know, are the odds in my favor to hit this double or not? So you either take it and lose a little bit, or you risk it and you may win, or you may lose a lot. That's the most fascinating part of the game. I love backgammon. I play it casually all the time now. Michelle enjoys it. But that is the one that I fell in love with
That's
after
a good one.
re-examining
All right.
backgammon.
So, top 3 games we changed our minds on. Neom, Augustus, or Rise of Augustus, and Backgammon.
Yep. Backgammon.
Excellent.
There it is, folks.
I like it. Okay.
Cool.
Now, what was our other one? Oh, places we visited. Top 3 places we visited.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, for me, it's easy. I can. My number one
is the Philippines.
That it's my motherland, the Philippines.
Yep.
I absolutely love the Philippines. Now, Michelle and I just our last trip together was in 2017, and that one was special because the times before that, it's always been about family, which is great. You go there, you see family, you spend time, and I love that. But this time, we did a little bit of, we did half our trip family, seeing friends and family, and then the other half of our trip was strictly, let's just go for vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the beaches, Richard, that we saw, the most beautiful beaches I've ever been on, wonderful experiences, and just, I mean, it's a lot more affordable than traveling in the States. And so that's my number one, the Philippines.
Wow. Okay. That's a tough one for me, my number one, because I've been all over this great big world, and I've seen all kinds of girls, but I just can't wait to get back to the States. Sorry, don't know why that went that way very quickly. I was breaking into California girls, folks. Just in case that wasn't picked up on. Let's see. The first one that probably jumps into my head was actually visiting Tokyo. Jen and I did that when we were in our 20s. Yes. I believe I told the story, right, about how I pretty much.
Did you?
Yeah, didn't I tell the story about my business meeting with Sony of Japan?
Oh yeah, great story.
Yep. I think that was a trivia I did a while ago. But that aside, it was an amazing vacation. In part because I think it was the first time Jen and I had ever done a vacation together. I mean, we were newly married, and I mean, we were poor. We were in our 20s, and this was a business trip, and we just paid for Jen to come along, and it was an amazing week. And unfortunately, I mean, we've never been back since, and we were so bummed. We pretty much stayed in the city the whole time. We never actually got out into the countryside or anything. This was well before the internet was widely available, so it's not. I mean, but just walking around the city was so amazing, and the sights and the sounds was just mesmerizing and really memorable. So that might be it. I was also really super enchanted by Prague. First time we've been there. And
I've always wanted to go to Prague.
Yep.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list.
Yep. Marrakesh was amazing. The markets and all of that. And then we did some safaris in several different sub-Saharan African countries. Those were incredible too.
Awesome.
The diving in, I've got so many places, so many things. But I'll go with Tokyo. I mean, Tokyo, in part because of the experience, but also just because of the time of our lives and how much it meant for us as a young married couple. So I'll say Tokyo, and then we need one more.
Do you remember what time of year you were there in Tokyo? Was it during
it was the time of the cherry blossoms.
Oh, awesome.
Everything was blooming like crazy. So we did, like I said, we didn't get out into the countryside, but we did walk around in some country parks and whatnot, or some city parks, and got to see stuff in bloom. It was amazing.
Yeah, agreed. Michelle and I went a few years ago.
We rode in an elevator because we were there with Sony. We were staying at a very swank upscale hotel, and they had a nice buffet. And we got into the hotel, leaving the buffet. And who else should get into the elevator? But I believe it was Lance Bass.
Oh, really?
Is that NSYNC or Boyz II Men? I can't remember whichever.
I want to say NSYNC.
Yeah, I think it was the NSYNC. I believe it was Lance Bass. Wow. And Jen had no idea who it was. And I said, and Jen kind of realized, and she kind of picked up and was like, I'm sorry, are you somebody famous? He said, yeah, I'm kind of in this band called NSYNC. And Jen said, oh, that's very cool. So where have you, and interestingly, her question was, so what's your favorite place you've been to in the world? Because.
Oh, really?
and totally coincidental. So.
That's funny.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he probably appreciated that more than the average question he gets. I mean, Jen was trying. Okay, I got to ask this guy something he hasn't been asked 50 billion times. I don't know who NSYNC is. I don't care. Okay, if he's traveled around the world, this will be interesting. And so I hope he remembers that encounter he had with a couple of Americans in a hotel elevator in Tokyo.
Yeah. Tokyo is absolutely beautiful. Michelle and I, we visited Lauren, our daughter, studied there for a year when she was in college. So we got to visit her during Chatter Blossoms. We were there for like, I think 12 days. And oh man, we ate ramen every day. We ate sushi like almost every other day. And oh God, so good. And the sights and sounds are beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
So
One
we've
more.
got the Philippines and Tokyo, 1 and 2.
All right, let's stay out of the Far East now. Let's
Okay. Now let's come back a little bit here.
Yeah, anything else really jump out at you?
I mean, I've enjoyed my time in Mexico. I've enjoyed my time in Canada.
Yeah.
Different parts of the U.S. I don't know. What about you? You're definitely more
Prague was
well-traveled than
amazing.
I am.
Also, we were both very fond of the trip we took to Denmark, where we learned the word "hyggelig," which is they say it doesn't really translate in English, but the closest it comes into is warmth and comfort amongst friends and family, or something like that. And that's just that's their national byword. Everyone wants to be hyggelig all the time, and we thought it was beautiful. Copenhagen, although man, Prague was so beautiful.
I mean, that's on my bucket list. I feel like that should be it right there.
But you know, okay, no, I mean, Jen would not forgive me if I didn't put on the list of top 3 Venice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yet another place on my bucket list, yeah.
Yeah, we were there for a week, did Venice, did Murano, saw the whole thing, and it was amazing, and it was magical. So yeah, I'll give Venice another one. So that's a good top 3.
Cool.
Now I see Mom Gamer requested a trivia. So here's the deal. We're going to spin the wheel. And if my name comes up, I think I've already delivered some trivia this week.
You have, yeah.
I think so. And I paid ahead of time. But let me go on ahead and turn on the wheel.
Let me get my...
And I think I've reset it. Yes, I have. Okay. And let's see if we get some trivia. Spin. Spin!
Spin, trivia, spin.
And it's me. And I choose, hey, how did I get my first starring role on stage? Please see 2 hours ago. I've already told that trivia story. Box
Good job.
ticked. Woohoo! All right, we've got like 7 minutes. You want to do this or that?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's yours and my favorite thing, I know.
Yeah, we love that.
All right,
folks. This or that. Put them in chat, and we'll give you a quick answer as far as this or that.
Exactly. Yep. Peanut butter or jelly.
Yes. There's a bunch of Q&A stuff. We could get those next time.
Yeah.
We'll do that next time.
Yep. Yeah. Come back. We'll be back next week, folks, and we'll do some more Q&A. So sorry for the Q&As that have come in now. All righty. Are they starting to come in yet? Do I need to bring in a list?
Start bringing the list. I got to highlight this one comment from my friend Sir Bearsworth. He says, "You heard it here first, folks. Rado was an honorary member of NSYNC."
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'll take it. I will take it.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hot dogs, actually.
Oh, really? Hamburgers for me.
Yep.
For sure.
I mean, I very rarely, and maybe it's because I just so rarely get them. Whereas hamburgers are so ubiquitous that it might be a, All right, are they coming more? Because I got a list over here.
Okay, dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Oh, milk.
Dark chocolate for me.
No, it's just slightly sweetened dirt.
Oh no,
it's basically it's one step removed from tree bark.
So good. I love dark chocolate. Okay, peanut butter or almond butter?
I don't know that I've ever tried, so I'm just gonna say peanut butter because I do really like a really good chunky peanut butter so much.
Yeah, I've tried them both. Right now I prefer peanut butter.
For many years, my favorite just quick snack food, and it's not good for me at all. Just getting a big old spoon, big old chunk of chunky peanut butter, go to the fridge, just a big old dab of whatever jam we've got in the fridge, and just
wow, just straight from the jar. Oh my
God. Yeah. No, don't waste any time on the bread. The bread's just a waste of time. You're here for the main event. Just cut right to no hors d'oeuvres, no bread.
Amazing. Stacey Everdale says tea or coffee. I know you're not a coffee drinker. I used to enjoy coffee, but neither for you. I enjoy tea now. Stacey also says a deck builder or tableau builder.
Ooh. Oh wow. That's a hard one.
That is a hard one. Wow.
I'm gonna say tableau builder. It implicitly means you have more control. You're building a long-term thing. At the end of the game, you're like, look, here is what I built, as opposed to, look, here is what I built. I think it's more satisfying.
That's the word I want to use too, is satisfying. Like, I look at the game, and at the end, like when you have that tableau built, it is more satisfying. Oh, that's a tough one though.
That's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah.
That's really good. I'll go tableau builder. Very, very slightly choosing tableau builder. Okay. Rare Norb. Okay. Paris or Rome, my friend. I have not been to either, unfortunately.
I've been to both. Honestly, oh wow, that's a good one too. Honestly, only for the food, I'm going to say Paris, because fresh crepes in Paris are a thing not to be missed. And that's not to say obviously there's amazing food in Rome too. Obviously. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think in terms of sights to see, Rome wins. But oh man, the one time we spent a weekend in Paris, there's this one little crepe place on the corner. Man, it's a bucket list thing to get back there before we die, because they were so good.
Nice. As for me, I've traveled to Vegas, which has the Paris Hotel and Caesar's Palace. I would choose Caesar's Palace. Okay, here's a pizza question. Thin crust or deep dish? I'm thin crust all the way.
Oh yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah. If my wife is cooking it, you might as well call it a cracker crust.
Nice.
Because she likes to get it nice and crunchy.
I like that. Like a good margarita pizza, right? I love that crispy. So good. Bing is asking Big Mac or Whopper. Big Mac for me.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't really have strong feelings. I mean, that is not what I would get from either of those establishments.
Yeah. What would you get? I don't know what I would get.
Well, Big Mac doesn't have bacon. Well, first of all, it's going to be whatever they got that has the most bacon on it, quite frankly.
With bacon. Yeah.
Because honestly,
like your bacon.
I'm there for the bacon.
Yeah. I think when we were at Dice Tower West at Smashburger, didn't the special have bacon on it? That's the
oh my god, their special they had at Smashburger was bacon and a fried egg and their smash sauce, and it was amazing.
Yeah, something about that fried egg on a burger, folks. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, absolutely healthy for you too, from what I understand.
Oh, of course, very, very.
Goblin says, hot or cold shower? Give me a hot one.
I do not understand.
Yeah.
I appreciate the health benefits of it, and I'm a big believer in doing whatever our bodies evolved to do. And you know what? For the vast majority of our evolutionary history, we did not have access to hot water, and we were probably having to jump into cold water, and so our body is tuned towards that. But still, no.
I was gonna say instead of water, how about hot or cold climate? Huh.
Honestly,
what a...
I mean, well, cold climate is, in our modern day life is easier to deal with. It is easier to get warm in a cold environment than to get cold in a warm environment.
Right.
That said, I think I prefer a hot environment. I mean, I love being hot. I love nothing makes me happier for all the years we lived in Malta on a sweltering 90-degree plus day. For whatever reason, going out into the car and just getting in and closing the door, and it'd be over 110 degrees in there, and just it's in my bones. It's really weird. And Jen would be like, I'm gonna die. Get the top down, because we did have a convertible when we lived in Malta. But I really like a hot, dry climate.
Yeah, I think I've lived in hot, dry climates all my life, so that's what I'm used to. I don't know if I could live in a cold climate. I do enjoy the snow and everything, but
me too. I mean, nothing against it. I think it's all perfectly. Yeah. If I had to pick though, I'd probably would rather live in a hot place than a cold place.
Same. Okay. Let's see. Horror or thriller movies? Oh, okay, I get it. So, thriller meaning like, I don't know, intense, or horror. I'm thinking like gore.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean thrillers. I've got nothing against horror films, but I'm not really drawn to them. I feel like I've seen all the ones I'm supposed to see, and I'm just like, okay. But to me, there's no real interesting titillation or anything that I get out of them.
I'm the same. Here's a funny story. Way back in the day, I might have shared this before. My uncle owned a video store, and one summer, me and my cousins and my brothers, we borrowed every single horror movie they had. All the Friday the 13th, all the Halloweens, all the Exorcists, and I saw them all, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I think I just pretty much burned myself out.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Final one here. The Rare Norb asks, Chinese or Italian food?
Oh, Italian food
Did
for
we
me.
answer this before? Yeah. I'm gonna go with Chinese. I really enjoy Chinese. I love Italian food. Don't get me wrong, but Chinese I think is more my jam.
Yeah, I remember answering this before. I don't remember what it was in response to, but I mean, for me, the problem with
Yeah.
Chinese is the sweet and sour mix, or
Got it.
the
Yeah,
sweet
that's
and the
right.
savory, the sweet and the sour. The only place I want sweet is in desserts, and if you put anything else sweet, it's just like instant. I mean, pineapple on pizza, no, thank you.
Really?
Any
Okay.
form.
Yeah. That's
A
something we can
sweet
argue about.
barbecue
There's our
sauce
argument.
will ruin the entire meal for me.
Wow, that's our one argument. I am pro pineapple on pizza, my friend. I do like that mix of sweet, and I know that's a pretty hot take on my part, but I do like the pineapple on pizza. Now, yeah, Chinese food. Do you do dim sum? Like I love dim sum, and that's
Remind me what
just
that is.
dim sum's like the little you have like shumai or hargao. They're like little dumplings, basically.
Oh yes,
Dumplings with
dumplings.
shrimp
Yes, I
or
mean,
pork.
if I'm going
Yeah,
there, it's hopefully they've got some dumplings I will enjoy.
yeah,
Because those tend to not be too heavy on the salt. I know you're supposed to dip them, I
yep,
guess, but I just don't dip them and keep
yeah.
them from being sweet.
Yeah, I could eat that all day. But anyways, okay, folks, we are at the 2 o'clock mark here of the
Yes.
Pacific, which means that we are wrapping up.
Yep. And I believe
Unless we
you
have
said you
other
had
things to take
somebody.
care of.
You said you had somebody you wanted to raid today. Is that correct?
Yeah, let me see if there, folks. We hopefully we can raid Board Game Spotlight. That is the channel that Derek and Lizzie Funkhauser are in charge of. They also do a podcast, folks. I am now a part of their regular crew
Ooh.
on their podcast. So we've been doing it every couple of weeks. We talk about board games, and they release it on wherever you can get your podcast. They're streaming Hero Realms today.
Oh,
So
cool. What
I'm
was it
excited
again?
to see that. Yeah, love that game. BG Spotlight.
BG,
Board Game
one word?
Spotlight. Yes.
There
One
we go.
word. And
BG
they're live. Yeah, there's
Spotlight.
Derek. Yeah.
Okay.
Twitch, and
Oh, I see. Yes.
I'm here
Okay.
with
Oh,
a
they're
friend of
playing
mine.
Hero Realms. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Well, everybody, go tell Dr. Funk 27 that we say hi, and
Yes.
remember to come back. Well, come back tomorrow to Twitch to catch Ruel playing Word Dominations.
Yeah.
That is an excellent game.
Love this game. Thank you. Yeah, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, folks, here on my channel, Ruel Gaviola.
Yep.
I'm going to be soloing this, and I'll also be, I mean, it's fantastic. Come on over
It
and
is
check it out.
great, and I'm really curious to hear about the co-op mode too, because that's very intriguing to me. And then this Thursday, come back to noon PST to this channel, and you will go up against me and Ruel in Paris on tour. And you'll be able to play along with us if you've got a printer. Okay, then let's go on ahead and hit the big purple button and start the process. And yep, okay, so it looks like it's getting ready to go. And meet Ruel's other partner in crime, his partner in podcasting. And have a good day, everybody. Raid! Go, 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 go! Okay.
Okay. Did it
And
raid?
so,
Cooperative.
There it is.
All right.
It raided.
it raided
So
successfully?
he and I are going to work together to try to defeat
Yep.
the boss.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks
And
like
if
he's...
either of us
He hasn't
is
noticed anything yet?
defeated, then we lose.
Oh,
We're going to use a central market.
Come on, man!
Come on.
Look at the
Come on,
thing!
Derek.
Some of our abilities can
Is Derek
work
new at this? Because he
against
didn't
each other.
have any kind of like
There are
notice
some
or anything like that
interactions
that
there.
pops
Yeah,
up.
he's-
But for the most
Yeah,
part,
he's
he and I are
he
just gonna
mainly
work
streams
together
on
to build our decks to
Facebook Live,
translate
and
down,
he's giving Twitch a try. So I figured,
Oh,
show
I
him a
see.
little love
So
here.
this is new for him.
we got here was two fighters.
Yeah.
Behind
He
us,
has
both playing
no
as fighters.
idea.
Come on, Derek, look over
Interesting.
here.
You can read a little bit of the text here, as far as
Nope.
Goldtooth and the Marauders.
Still not looking. Come on, Derek.
They're really good at fighting, so we thought, hey,
Derek, come
why
on,
not
man.
combat
Come on,
fighting with
Derek.
fighting,
This isn't
right? It's
Facebook
good.
anymore, buddy. You get raided.
Versus another good offense. So let's take it in here.
Yep, he's just going to go ahead and start playing.
This is the hero.
A half an hour from now, he will look over at the chat
He'll
and
look
realize,
over there.
oh,
Oh my gosh.
Co-op part is
Okay.
also.
Well,
in beta
thanks for
testing.
rating him.
yep.
I'm actually watching
Okay.
Bob's turn right
I'm gonna
now.
go get a snack.
All right.
we need to
I'll
bond.
see you on Thursday.
That
Good
was
times.
their
Thank you.
average
See you
turn,
Thursday.
Bye-bye.
And I'm gonna.
Oh, I haven't hit the button. I need to hit the button.